Yaa FM 95.1. Yendwene mo hokai.
Yaa FM 95.1.
Adishma Manosia Po Yamagana Dishinada Ache Asai Amama Kwaba di Bonia 95.1 from Sun Central for Yakwamai Emu and Samano Pay and Nayawara Kwamba say Yad Madama whatever Sumdi Frodi Habe Bose Pomwa Yidimwa than Citrodo in Chabadasadi at Yamasido was that a command Dina Musum and Central for Yano Yabwanina Brasa for Musunyada J Esun Kunya Sora Sokruchi Editie na no pa yes nketekratia ya kenkani nyina ade amawo na ensampi na kase no edimu akotene hye no so se ewie kase ne saa no anafe ya kekani nyina sieni na ya to de pimo online.com no kwa na trouble of kase mo mfonita ho be kenkan no atiase kama enu ache ne Facebook yi wadaroma beka ho no pa isa sensemo ya de bro no ho adansi trodo nyina won mo na sabre ubehunu no lo isa daroma Facebook ya ja wode agina so pampe etinu Facebook no eyunua 95.1 FM 2 wo comment wo like na wa share yewia na yenya adaje akenka comment ni bebribi eti amawo na anopa yi ensema yede ebra wo se ye wara no pa kase wonua 95.1 FM Nsempa so no eso ka hye ni bi eni wo panyini Martin Kwebu wono wo yemranim nia wabene pa wo de atwe kyese eniema bi akoso wo ka ni prenye prefa se special prosecutor wo panyini kisia japan betimi a aka ni position yenye famfre ni semo de etia emo enchire mo ubetina no pay na achachefo a wo mo ewie suku be 2023 ene wo ma tempenten kwapa ye kire ese ha baby ade ne keka kono yemomoden a na wo mo so achache adwuma ne yefo muram eno betimi abo ma niam nyina so etimi akoyie na wo so afọ hwe enwomasuan nsem so eti atwedwa kire se aban no ediskabotin be 65 million na sabre chese wode eba be so enwomasuan asene ediama woni a 7 produce agya wo mu enyia mo apa enwomasuan no akache emu enchire mo betie busuan nsem na doso anopai kakra bi na yapo no hode mo do so poni nyina eba miri ene insurapa buodu afei ensem nchire mo eba Abusuya fe nsam no yenhyase na yenya ne kete wosia no pray fama na yehyase de atufam pru na se de ekro no ntu kan wo Facebook no so a na kyese bibia da fom boko pa na wopanyine ba ne mramu a wabene pa da mra posa mra de mra na de nyina wopanyine Martin Kwebu wopanyi de atwedwa kyerɛ se ene no wo hwɛ ensebo ekoso wo mankrokro gane mu na bewie kye yeso opanyi a akane na umaga na foto sanfo opanyini kedofuri ata kuntunkunku wopanyini kyese wabo mani kase susuro ntie beduru ba bia yeso wo se etimemu ano na nsam no obechechi mu ntanse de abono no na wo so obana je obechechi ni nyinam fikọ so beduru ba bia yeso opanyi wo se memfe eduru ba bia yeso mikotodwe eduru ba bia yeso machiri baramo na ne kyese nsam sa se aden a wo yade na enumu onom ena wopanyini lawyer Martin Kwebu dia ba betudwa se wopanyini kisia japen prache se opanyini wodwebo kwasa adwuma na sabri wopri esan se wopanyini no se wobekwa akwatena ba bi akobọ no ho adwa akora no a Omaga na ya emo na sabre no obutuo na ensam na akwa se wono butu baabi ani ede ntansa abɔ no ebeduru baabi esi yen kwankwa kyenemra na wo panyini Martin Kpebu ekire se sade aniema asi ekɔ no ɛwɔ sɛ special prosecutor na adwuma no ugyare to sanse we no ya de adwuma no wontimi mmɔ ɛma wo panyi ɛyɛ kanofuri ata ye mmoa no ma megina nsani ani na afie totona no na ntansa ne mfa mmɔ no masika ne nye de a wo panyi no wonfa de dwumadi ento.
The special prosecutor said he saw Oforiatta leave Ghana. He saw him, and even before seeing him, he said he intercepted the letter Oforiatta wrote to the chiefs of staff, that's the incoming, the outgoing, asking for permission to travel. And he said that being said, when NIB didn't get help, NIB in many events are denying it. Yes, they are challenging to say they are going to bring proof that he sought help. Then national security, said national security didn't help, immigration didn't help. My call on Ghanaians is that this shows that the special prosecutor is not up to task. Assuming without admitting that these institutions were not helping, he had the people of Ghana. We are the sovereign. Look, the preamble of the Constitution talks about sovereignty resides in the people. Article 1 talks about the same thing. Article 35 the same. Article 125 sovereignty. So we are the bosses. We are the owners of Ghana. So where some public institutions are allegedly, in any event they are contested, or at least one institution is contested, are allegedly frustrating the work of the special prosecutor. He has to come out and inform Ghanaians. He didn't, and he allowed the Oforiatta to. And I'm saying that for that one, Jabi and his right hand men, two of them have to pay dearly for it. They must leave office. Look, because you see today, Oforiatta's name has been taken off the Interpol red alert. You have the man within your grasp. You have Oforiatta within your grasp. You watch him leave Ghana, and then Manson, you now bring charges. Even these charges, we had to fight that we can do a trial in absentia. The Office of Special Prosecutor kept fighting back that there can't be any trial in absentia because Oforiatta must first come to Ghana, attend court once, and if he flees before you say trial in absentia. And I said no. Go to Article 19 Clause 3 of our Constitution. You'll find that all you need to do is to notify the person.
Ebishawe wo panyini lawyer Martin Kpebu Nsempa wodi atwe cheche for course of Oforiatta na haya ne ne tie di agron kakra video duru ba bia chese wamem ama yehwene ba bia yehunu a wotimu se special prosecutor djuma wo bo no kokwasa djuma enchi betimi a wo fere djuma no entro na abusua no pay no so se star 439 ha se ye cash out waro pay cash out for se ja wo mo chen kakra ni wo mo che 1000 mani pa be se duni akire enchi anopa yemfa yefon na yemo star 439 hash na yen select option number 3 ni obatu bia 5 Ghana cedis enchi ja yen tudu bebrebe do so pupa se de be ja 1000 so betimi adokro yen na ni manyina so etimi akoye dudo na woto na kwanya ne ben se won so cash out betimi edibi wi a na watena o TV ho na fa hwe draw no ye bewuro na se maso akunkuru to mu a na ne asedo waseda wo de manyame na bisua yen to aso na fe yen ko animu enu ada na chese woni eja wono mo awie ntete na ye hwe animu sanka wo betimi aba be a chechefo mapa wo manimu na wombo modea ekopie mu wo ye asoye ehwe enmasua ensem so wom kyerese dia aba no womo ewie school no anase womo wie omdwumadi anu womo die no 2023 enti mfirihia mienu ne nipa babro 13000 ene womo no mo petition asoye ehwe enmasua ensem so se mfirihia mienu wom titifia nyahwe no womo ye enti womo esrepa na enano budget eja wom so wom te ho ene womo tie bia ama futusan for the Nsempa tudwa chese sa ankrofo no wo mokra no nyaade a aban no anasa hihye bia ho ma omanimanim ya na no na chechefo wudi o Facebook adwane ene chese ene tuntum ni kokko se de akwaye asafonyom no moto mani abre ko wo ntiase na chechefo ni bi de wo nsem atudwa chese animanim ya sabe dwon so ye nipa ba entiempe baabi mo na yemposo nipa 13000 de wom doso.
Throw letters to institutions for employment. Almost a Bible posting into among fire. So what do you expect us to do? Yes, Remo posters. Next step, grant us financial clearance. Yes, Remo namun posting.
I survived through Bongpo and hacking at the market. Sometimes we pull barrow at the market to get people stuff, and at the end of the day we get something to our pocket to eat. Sometimes you'll be in the house the whole month, 2 months, 3 months. Nobody will even call you that go for the construction work or something.
Abusua churchefo ni bi na sabri wo mo de omo nsem atwodwa sentete ma pa en wo magye na so be wie chi na he construction en ebinum bo ebinum kra tontonia ma okwan ho ne ade ade anti abrabo na yeden na wo mto aso kire se we no se de abrabo na yeden no wo mo srese kampanyini bo modea epe baabi ma wo zo mu konko kire ade na akatua ne ma yakra no wo mo nde so se wo hye wadam de wo so radan kwa ma bi no wo nsa beka eno so wo mo akire mo.
We did our national service, wrote our ancestral exams, and we have passed. Until now, we have been in the house. And government has been saying every day that they are going to recruit us, they are going to post us. But till now, our portals are not open. And when we go for employment, people are not ready to employ.
I'm begging the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, to come to our aid. We are suffering. We are frustrated. It is not easy.
Eji achachafo na womo tobo ayen jese achachafo ye mo womo na entity de womo anya mo license exams womo atro ama se bibia da fomo a ye kase bia ye pusu ma o na se da fombo ko pa womo nsam na sabre chese womo de ba betudwai na asoye hwe enmasua nsam so no wo so afọ da no ayo no nyamfo hari na idrusu na wo panyi de atudwa chese abai kura no abomodin 65 million Topabo Gagantua Ghana CDC and a bino de attribute as a way of free education at the ma 1 year one more was special needs no crash say won't be to me about palm and you sweat me a now was so for Chimua we a idea a bebas pa na 2026 budget and no opinion I will know here woman some so cooking canning in ano that's a no crown over here free senior high school and also Scaputi and Sabri one more trade years you bears 4.2 billion Ghana CDC one more Baba when and Yemen so etimi akoye na ura hari na idrusu chiremu a we no ade angumasua kade no wo hwe manima nyina koyie ama chese angumasua timi agina bra ne pampe sense japade ba ko a kwa bra no de che oba nya ade obia ne betwe manso angumasua na ne egunitim se bi na fie ko na nimu a ne nima nyina akoyie na wo chiremu a sa double track a we green for ko na fie o ma ba fie na yellow for ko na red for ba fie da se ni nyina ye ntotwe mapa wo mo hwe na fie atimi abadwuma.
We are happy to announce a new flagship program known as the Ghana Secondary Learning Improvement Program, a 2-year World Bank supported project valued at $180 million. And they would also even further support some of the e-block initiative that was started and not completed. In 2026, a total of 1.1 billion has been allocated under the Ghana Secondary Education Learning Improvement Program to execute infrastructure expansion and, more importantly, quality improvement.
Na wapanyini hari na idrusu tuwa nsamano so se na system million Ghana CDC na abano eidi atuo se wababe bie mu ene free senior high school yi expansion bebe mu eti ama wone so agya sabe wo madi demu anase special need free eno so yade ebetimi aboa na yensi echi baade amomo na afia nwomasuan semo agina brane.
What I noticed as I went to Akropong was that even feeding is still dependent on government grants. That is not good enough. So we extend school feeding to all the special needs and integrated schools in the country. And for me, that would be the best intervention of meeting the needs of distressed, marginalized learners in the provision of our educational system. Accordingly, I've requested and directed Get Fund to make a minimum allocation of 65 million Ghana cedis to support the initiative of supporting all learners with special needs.
Na wofanyini wie nkomo ne kura no no se ne kura no ya na chechefo bibiri won mo a se kase bia wo kokoro bi so na chese wo mo puom to dia hwe bia adan a bia na wo mo nya ba bi ntra ne ho kro ne ba na wo so afọ de twibia chese ne no dwumadie bi nso a wo mo de be bo sese teacher dabre project se teacher ni be nya ba bia da enti we ye 50,000 housing unit a chese wo mo ba be si wo mani mo na fe teacher fo nso nya ba bi atena adama wo mo koma so ato mo yam tiwe no teacher dabre project eno akikura no chese secondary schools ni bi won mo na senior high schools ni bi won mo a won ba be pege mo we category A a wotimi edi nsam tudwa se mankran so senior high school eno kra enwani ya wo mo ehwe atutu niema na schools ahodo no bi won mo a wo mo epege mu.
I'm currently reviewing a paper and a proposal from the District Assembly Common Fund, and District Assembly Common Fund, Get Fund, GSOP, the pension fund of the teachers, and the teachers union, we intend to embark on a provision of 50,000 housing units for teachers under the administrator of the District Assembly Common Fund was in Morocco a few weeks ago to engage with some of the partners. What we need is to identify what the funding mechanism will be for the delivery of it.
Abusua we wodunyanfo hari na Idris wono ena woye woswafo wohwe enmasuan samso ena wode nsam atudwa na staff 439 has abusua ye konyina tugum sanse nyambe timi de hu afofie na enima nyina so timi akoyie pa staff 439 has na waselete option number 3 eho ena beto dia ko 1000 anope ye che dia ma nipa be se duni akiri kura amanima nyina so etimi akoyie na yemfa ase de di kan emfa emma eye Kwa Research and Manufacturing Company Limited ya womu ena kasi womu afa ho kanyina ede atom kokoso yento nkramra ba Nsempa won makase no yede beto aso
ago bidin sam defi kwa adwumakuo nchen emmamo yede kwa mixture baaye mujitu mukama afa yede foforo aba kwa plus mixture na kwa empty mixture kwa mixture eboa ama onipedua nya hoden no na kwa plus mixture nso eboa immune system fa kwa mixture and kwa plus mixture fa boa wapomoden Afenso, yedi malaria jotatahwe abedwaso. Yedi di kwa empty mixture. Kwa mixture, kwa plus mixture, eni kwa empty mixture enye ma pemfo. Emma omo ma kola nofo. Eni nkola omundi mfie dumienu. Hwese why test. Ai kyerese o malaria mo wanu bi ewo mogemu. Ansa na wafa kwa empty mixture. Opedudu etua. Frekoa edwumekuo no ewo 0244726611 ana 059-165-5778. FDA agi egwedie nkratowo yi ato.
Ebsia yemo akwa babiem na fi emra no pano si abrem kase no so ne ya wala Nsempa so na ensem yigumu agya ye be edima kakra na kasa atonde ne bo homoden na ebetimi aboawa no pay na ne menyina so etimi akoyi star 439 has na what the option number 3 na sim ya betu bi 5 Ghana cedi 5 Ghana cedi na agya ye to kosa na yeda so ewo enmasuemo headmaster ewo ye amwana praso senior high school ene wodi atudwa ama abasobochi jiji wodi ama woba hima wo amwana praso ewo brim nofo mensinu emu opomantemo nana jemfua amono se wono akasa atimi abomoden simpam ene na pamfo ese womba beboa na fe modi dometri bi womba be sini kwa ede ama asuafo neja womo atremo na nima nyina so atimi akoyi na headmaster Reverend Koju entry ene wodi atudwa chese wodam panyina sepa na River Trace ase for ene umsuku bas nye assembly ho afi teachers bomb group ni ho kra ne banyina yade a wo ehia bi ne wo mo eto safra mpanyini se ne wo ba be yi ede aso abebo fom no wo dem panyina sepa ne mom wo hia bi eka ho
nana jemfo amonu ne nkofo ase wo mo de abebo school ne mom ye hia mo bebre e wo school ha ye hia classroom blocks ankwala be sua de ewom ye hia dormitory block is only day student penewa ha ye hia dormitory block e be hostel both boys and girls ye hia assembly hall complex ye hia teachers bungalow is here teachers ni headmaster ni bibi obeda teachers ni bibi obeda ye hia school bus enkwala na omo control examination school bus e be boade omo akọ ye hia ni hina enti we ni adam infrastructure bia e be bo school no ye toto asre say oman no beba be yamoa abonti he ya na yegina ya assembly sometimes ye ya na nsu to ye ya na ewi abo ye ni bibi de nkwala na beko enti no na ye stress ye hia assembly hall complex enti omo control examination say agi say ye current bus e won kokko de bia bus ni be fi kokko aba mo ana praso abe for students no e de omo akọ abrem omo twiri a ascend omo aba e ya the cost involved no e ya parent no too much mo ti stress aban betuma ye mo se ne benya bus ye cost sports na dia ye ni say current bus skaso ni school no mu nti ye stress aban be ba be ye mo
Ebjaway Reverend Koju entry wono headmaster edema amwana praso senior high school dia sada emma na woba hima eye nana jemfua amono wono so editwga chese edane koma so pa sabri bia school no behia mo bia sanse ne teacher kenkan yi headmaster kenkan niema hodo wo mu hia na chese ano odene wo mu hia school base assembly hall teachers bonguru ene ho nkra ne banyina na ja nipa ba ko ne nsan so kwamba se yedmo ni kosu akatenti ja woba hima ede atwga chese wono so no betimi aye no brano wo be so masene
ene ye dia so be ball form say ye ba be si dormitory ama Emwana Praso secondary school nanka ye hwa enye ohima na beka say o ba be si dormitory ama school nanka ye de ni beto aban so ana say ye be ko ekro bi so mwa nanso me ba ha me behu headmaster no me hu sane ma bebre eni school ha omuhia na school fon kwala no so omo yade enti me hu ni sa no me bisa ya me oka sa kire me na me se da bi me so maye kroma me die me hwe amansan e wo kromu ha nyina de wo sa me so me de me ho to ho e makroi na me ti mi bo me ho modin se me start bibi amakroi se e wo kromu a e makro no etum pon e makro no yeti kro di din e makro no so ani bie intimi gidi se mfaso de kese pa wo ho makro no
abusua wei ene nsma na jemfo amono wono ena wo yo ba hima wati benwa so mana praso brim no fo mensi ma poema ntemo na wati so de nsam atwua se nwa asua de ya na eye pa na eda so nwa asua mo wo hene popra ti benwa so ni dwaben na nan matra nkunya da sebre kwaku buaten a woto so miensa na enano ya ena mampanyini eye John Dramani mama wone no ekodi nkomo na abaso bochichicha wo hene ede atodwa chese woda ban no asepa se neinum anka wo bia wie senior high school na ejo bekwata sheria first year wo tempenti kwa ye to asase na ye maame mu yi omontoma na wo mu etom ye to ajapade adan a ye di kotwa school fees na ban no de atodwa se first year for na anka nye free ne no ena da sebre kwaku buate otoso miensa ni dwabe mahene ena wode nsem atodwa chese abasobɔ de wode ma ban no
na nhyehyɛ bi a ɔde to akwan mu a ɛyɛ no stress fees nhyehyɛ no ɔbɛpa ho ntama ɛwɔ mempɛsoa so saa nhyehyɛ a ɔbɛpa ho yi ama school kɔ ayɛ nika ɛmi bi ɔba a mempɛsoa so mede magye de ato n'anim ɛyɛ yɛn central market emu abɔ pi ɔno so ka to so sɛ ɔbɛma bɛyɛ man na yɛnya abotrɛ menim sɛ wakan ɔbɛyɛ yɛn eastern region yɛ hospital mede masese yɛ to anim ɛyɛ hospital na aban no ɛsi no new dwaben ɛne eastern region na srɛ sɛ wɔabɛso yɛ mu wɔawie saa hospital yi
abusua wei da sebre kwaku buaten wotoso miensa wo hene popro ti benwa so ni dwaben na nan matra nkonwa na wote so de ensem atwudwa yanko ani mo na fi anopa no nsia brim kase na ensem no yemfa bi enka ho star 439# cash out fa ho gym ne 1000 da pono so agya wo mo eche wo star 439# no select option 3 ni abetu bi 5 cdc dada no a ena anopa agya yikurakura mu kakra na empanyina wo mo ewo manhia ban yare sabia wasantemanteman kurokuma asimo ede ensema ba betudwa chese wo hwe bia hodo agya enkoda ye de omugu no a ya na ezi enkoda no do so njo mutimi bo pie so pa na dwumade wo mudi ye na celebration a chese no prematurity awareness month a manhia ban yare sabia na se Dr. Gifty Boachi ansa wono ye head edema pediatric unity no ena wode tudwa chese wo mbesre ese ye biebie edan ni bi mu anase sibi kan ho ma ebeboa
chese hospital yi eson nanso ye space enso sa district hospital so space enso sa na bia ya ye dia ma ye be dia ye hwe enkoda no so kran so de hospital mo enya pretem fo nkon na beda ho mbi ho no akwala ye be wo no na problem bi wo ho ontimi nkofie amono mo ho sankra na ba ho tinye omo time anso nkonkon na wada omo share the place with all other babies omo wa admission enti ye ho no de enso first kwa de ne ba bi tutu abi na so nyame adom hospital no empanyufo adaroma Omo ajiji baby space is need Alfred and Kophobia no more and some I'm up a baby am and almost 95.1 and to say when the two first and one yeah expand the Brefo like I say yeah that's more share kakra now so still is what you I say yeah expansion you pay if you initial and management that this guy say yeah you space in so now so there were technocrat there were architect there were Kophobia ba betimi hu say hey the best you be able to work on and I bet to say they won't conform more and definitely say wow also be so boy am yanya be ya kase nko adia and anybody so na kwan so ba o say obey sir
Abisha we ene nsema Dr. Gifty Boache ansa wono upiem ewoye menhia ban ayaresabia ho a we head edema pediatric unity tinkoda eja wo mo pewiase aba ntem petre na ne brenso ni akowo no nyina eyade a bebia edu omuguo no na se wo mo aba pe so pa ena akoda no so nya wo ne na wo ma na wo se yatimide ne kwa na mfidi ahodu asabre wo mo kan ho asemi e wo se timbo moden na ye pebi nso e kan ho edema wo mo na awofo ne bi nso ede wo mo nsem atudwa e fa asansem yi ho.
After I gave birth to her, I was like, hey, was she dead or still alive? And they said the doctor was like, you just rest. After 3 days, you see your daughter. I was like, no, I have to see her because I have given birth to a baby, not an animal, so why won't I see her? When I saw her, she was like, hey, and easy. She was very small, tiny baby. She was weighing 0 points, something, so I started crying. Even her dad cried. He said she's not a human being, she's an animal, so I have to take care of her since day one up till now. I'm a single man.
Since then all, I was shocked because she was so tiny. They asked me to take her and it was difficult because I didn't even know where to hold. I was scared inside me I was scared. I didn't know how I was going to survive. My baby was also going to survive. I even forgot that I had undergone CS because there was pain, yes, but I didn't forget the pain. My most concern was my baby and how she was going to survive. And funny enough, all my scans showed that it was a boy. So all the things I bought was for boys. Only for me to give birth to a girl. So it was a mixed feeling anyway.
Abisha we abata ni bi asabre wo mo de o nsem atudwa chese ne no wupie mo ye emanhia ba ya resabia no a enkoda ni bi achese o mo pentema ba wiase abehwe de ekoso wo munim se duru ba bi wiase nye de so petre hwem no no edi kan ba ne brenso ye kora na eji waba enti mfidi ahodo ye de wo mo atumo ene abata ahodo nso eja wo mo brenso ye wo mu nyina no eno ena mpanyi chese bia ya ahodo na ewo ye emanhia ba ya resabia no wo mu ehia se bebie mu ete amo won mo na wo mo de wo mo nsem nso atudwa na abusua ye nyina we so na fe anopa no nsia brim kase no ye mfa ni nyina ensi se ne nso star 439 has no eye cash out won mo de wo mo hyeba wo mo di so pa enti anopa ye mfa ye phone no na ye mo star 439 hash na ye select option number 3 uvia na fe ye bisa dodo se na abeto ba ko bia 5 cedis na oto dodo na kwanya no so penye se won so betimi ediska do so pro no na ye che ne bia na 1000 enti bomoden a na dodo na abeto bia na kwanya no so ben se won so betimi edibi na enema nyina so etimi akoyi aseda ni bi nkoma woni okase bodem mo lois nso bi nkoma no se Facebook ye da so gina so pampe ye wia fa ba so beba na fe enwechi Mr. Speaker na pamfo atenase na na ne da pono so no woni ni producers pepia nkoma atwa ho ahia na fe omde nyina atopono so eti amabo medi ene insurapa buodo obusua madawase na ma amuni tia adihye
You're ready, Ada. On 95.1. Yes, that's right. This time around, and you will go way back into time. DJ, Mama stretching back with me and be Get your dancing shoes ready. Power shut up, Papa B. Yo, Afro hairstyle, no. Se galanti bi na benyo. Se bass bi na be show. Get ready for this action. On your throwback party. Ebaso, 21st November, 2025. Ewa Atomic Junction, Bayview Village, Hona. On your throwback party, a big, a mega, it's coming live. But this time around, DJ, who may say, artists on the bill, Samini, Kofinti, Oforia Ponsa, Kaisa tickets here, 200 Ghana cedis. Opa tickets, and also person G table. I would Jumedian Asia. Dial star 928 star 12 star 2 hash. Anna, any other enquiries in Chechemubio Yebiano, Fred 0243 868184. Anna 0546 063747. Nabuku for VVIP table. Rania Kakaya home on your throwback party. Say kutu. Say
back to the left and right. Lift your hand. Move to the left and right. Move to the left and right. I'm winning to oh yeah, what's on the board?
Mentin kakekyo, miniman kasa. If you say the luckiest season 3 asayaba.
Afi mami chewa kwanya obefa sonye wo ticket but star 712 hash na di ehise no so to wo ticket ana se ko internet no so na bo the luckiestafrica.com se bia me community tickets no so na you lucky number
wo betumi so ama system na eyi amount share ahia wo pese wutua every 1 Ghana cedi posi 5,000 Ghana cedis. Betumi mpo ato ticket no ama obi foforo ye obi hero wo pese wutua enye den kra sa wo Ghana for mobile money tua na sa wo amano ne dia for bank card tua
ticket baako ebo sika no ho empaya hanum 500 times we ye massa ye pay there will community de benyanso betumi aye emoho edu 10 times
inti yen kambom na yen nya lucky na luck bebia shawo ho so enye ma wona wondi infiedu watching luckiest jumedie yi enele imrata chire wo Caritas lottery platform no so
adiachio osro muntie asasinya so abotra hene etnasio emremu piese abonipim akrankran brempo obi mfa benkum fa onifa wo prekese janadu kokko na nei wo pata okho agiku abammo me frefro so nyankoto frefre so sreseso my Ghana fo se wasaje fu Dr. Kwame Appiah Kubi a wote na nkadurasefo wakoji amane yi osaje fu preko pe na ene ye body frefredom epiro man ye yo na o man kan kodia Mr. Speaker ye yu mu enye yiye Abraham Samadu kata reba Appiah de se kronkron wo so sisi kwabrafo che na wo mantam wo pataku awiem wo pankra kese na na wo na wo senia wo ntumi na wo de wo nankabo kesire wo kredian pon wo kron pataku nyankropon a wo che osoro na asase na asintiaso amade pachi wo man kronkron amagana kokoduam amwa wisia ye wo madua sasa kwagima bayen eni wiase nyina ye krado ebetie wo Nsempa Kwame Appiah Kubi Mr. Speaker Ajim kokobuni ya disedua ba wotutu ojagu ama somrefa adwama ne Antonia Dabrene na net nasio Mr. Speaker one council
Good morning Ghana, we sing another day. Praise the Lord, we want to give you thanks and praise. God bless our homeland, Ghana motherland. Faithful and together, surely we gonna build Ghana strong. Well, I'm calling on everybody to join me and say, hello, my brother, 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 my brother, fellow Kenyans, hello, my mission for the country, Ghana, oh my land, my brother, my one parliament members, I tell you to listen to Ghana,
Mr. Speaker, I don't know about so. They say we have to do the old Canada Macau. Because they say, what you baby? Now, what Peja Airways, no, so my Airways, no. The
new standard is that won't mean to radio, so I won't chat.
We're sorry, no way you radio a free one woman, no began to call you.
I see.
And I am a man 10 minutes. Well, it's a mention on Pebia, me yare. I see. Oh, boy, homodin.
Menu, she has an interview. I know my a month for the Dimbia to your swap. I was a mere friend. Yes, Mr. Speaker. Also, your friend speaker. You use your parliament and assembly crowd could be that. I see. And the general speaker 95. I don't think a very brutal.
Chairman, I don't want good morning.
Morning, Mr. Speaker.
Na Mpombo Kodia.
Media chain, and I'm paying pizza chain, and I just say, Tradium Pony, but I'm a see. Say, oh, I do now. Oh, I am quite for now to be church and pay. Fishy, I had baby. Oh, that. I see. Yes, you see, I never can say, it shows that if we're able to lift it up to a certain level,
okay,
that tells you how nation can grow. The shows are not a Twitter there, and I'll take a video. And then they have one with
okay, and don't about to make a good morning.
Good morning, we have them.
Now, a bomb for dear.
Nako for dear, can I speaker?
There's a mama choir.
I'm a coin.
Okay,
you need a macoin. I am marking. Need a more
a hanana issues nina I won't know. Would you need your betting if you have a banner now watching F? Not just okay, receipt. Doc, I don't blame me that say. Oh, we are from Port Canopy. Good morning.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move the motion, said Major also.
I remember Mpombo Kwadia.
Oh, the best selection team, the whole year.
I remember, no pay. You've been able to catch the eye of the speaker until your motion has been sustained. I feel you know by your Juma Bumpa.
Honorable Speaker, I'm grateful. When you are my speaker, the only speaker in the political space, in the morning show. Think about it.
Only FM 95.1.
I cannot be convinced otherwise. Maybe onim penny for a child much.
I don't part to make a match.
It is so.
Nah.
Say the my mind champion.
We are champion that our cancer. Then you'll be a Becca. And Bombo Cordia. And I don't know where I want to him. A radiatum. Sadia Chachano, Professor Christopher Appiah Kubi. About the part to make a match here.
Mr. Speaker.
Okay, yeah, that's the son of your boy open what yes.
Fire say, Jumawa, name your friend, your Pisasi and your Wasam Nusibre, Mr. Speaker. Manoko.
You're not going to swallow any poison, but they know that we don't fear that Bible, we don't fear that Quran. But when it comes to our shrine, that one we dare not joke with it. We'll go and tell the truth. The white man who brought the Bible into my country, your continent, the Muslim who brought whatever it is, he's the same person who has gone and invented the lie detector test, the chemical interrogation test. I would dare you to go and line up some of your finest policemen, some of your finest heads, some of your finest, what you call it, judges. Make any allegations against me, you included. Whatever questions you want to ask, take me through a chemical interrogation. I will be the one who will pass. I wonder how many of you will pass. You know something, Chief? If we can learn to be bold enough to restore the value of truth in our society, then we will have justice.
Finally, when we were coming, I decided to buy a ball of kenke. This ball of kenke sells for 5 cedis. The leaves on the kenke alone will be 3 cedis. More expensive than the kenke itself. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I bought the kenke with my Ghana card.
You will recall that I stated in 2014 that if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. That was true then, and it is true now. It is 100% correct. So if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose. But it is warped logic to jump from that to a conclusion that if there is depreciation in the currency, then the fundamentals must be weak.
95.
Do you understand the logic? It is very warped logic. If the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose it. But if the exchange rate moves, you cannot jump to that conclusion that the fundamentals are weak. That defies logic.
Kennedy may lose, but he will plan 2028.
He will be 67 then.
Forget about age. Biden is president in US. Age is just a number.
But it will probably depend on the outcome of the election.
I'm telling you today, Bawumia will win and lose the general election. And
that's your opinion.
It's going to happen.
Well, that's your
Put down today's date.
Yeah.
Our economy is resilient. Madam Speaker, when you are pronounced, Madam Speaker, when you are pronouncing such figures in billions, and I want to remind you that I didn't even know how to translate them into OPPPP.
In politics, you must understand the following. 1, nobody has your interest. 2, everybody is chasing their interest. 3, dealing with politicians is like sleeping with tigers. You must always have your eyes wide open. 4, and this is one of my favorites. In any political equation, there's always someone being used. If you look around and you can't find that person, then it is you. 5, serving politicians is like a bandage on a wound. Once the wound is healed, your usefulness ends. 6, in politics, never will more than the bereaved. They will get the reward while you inherit their enemies. 7, in politics, in any event, if other interests conflict with your interests and you have to choose, always choose yours. Number 8, never cross oceans.
95.1.
For politicians, you may drown.
SSS Ministries, I will bring you more details on that. I don't pay yet to me at the home. Come on. Good morning to you. In your cars. A wonderful morning to you. In the shops, in the offices. I don't pay. We are highly grateful. Some of them will feed the tour. Stay with us. Free Sabria, because it's a no dubebo. Conjunctinasia, the Faber was so no and the Bebro Solly. Na Afeya to us so editing come on. And no one paying John Dramani Bahama. As we're in new ambassadors, high commissioners representing Ghana at the respective embassies, and the Ghanaian diplomat and draw on paying Ejinani Tumi so Eden Krata Mawomuso Munkoye Jumano. There is a latest development. Abaisa Wakapi Sika Womubeti Miajia, Womodibe Kwakoye, your rent in there at the end. Abaisa. Or yet the friend prudent budget spending. Again, there is an approval for a waiver. Okasam Crawford now be cracker and the Abagana. Your engine capacity must be 2.7 and above to enjoy that waiver. And Arope will tell you more about it.
95.1
But there is a lot of concerns and Crawford are raising
tie Emra na before I could job bet na sema ye de fa be was so Yaa Brefo no. The Institute for Public Policy and Accountability Edin Krata Edi Abedja so. Now they give you a total overview, a complete understanding of a year, the 2026 budget, and raise a lot of concerns. Woman so suyemono, womotimi ede atuja. Mamene Dr. Nyame Befi endi enkomo na wono ananinsa eshe a year statement ye ase. Doc, anope wotimeka good morning and pom to saying hello.
Yeah, Minia, good morning. Oh, Nyamena Darman also.
We are so much grateful, sir. So now there's a statement from the Institute of Public Policy and Accountability. Now, more concerns on the performance of the 2026 budget. The projections, Minister Etimi Aye, and so the underlying effect by beginning 2024. And the growth of the economy in some critical sectors, etime esi accord. Now, Mamimbi says first of all, your general impression about the budget. Now, after Yemra the details of my statement.
I mean, when they climate change view na much what your phone na. We share a statement. The Institute of Public Policy and Accountability. We are releasing we give a very comprehensive assessment of what the 2026 budget is. The big may commend for your finance minister, Honorable Kisla to force and Senator. OSHA policies and answer the big macroeconomic indicators. Your finance minister. Present our 2026 budget more and who say economic indicators show signs of economic recovery and these indicators but of course you will see once you look comprehensively at the budget now these indicators your finance minister indicators confirming even before 2025 indicators are now and show already economy was on a path of recovery. So it actually confirms within your politics but objectively it actually confirms what the former president Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo in his last State of the Nation address said the economy was indeed on a path of recovery. For example, public debt to GDP ratio. I share fiscal space buying one as economy no one in order to be able to invest into key sectors of the economy. So in case it's invest into key sectors of the economy. For example, this year, I can say public debt to GDP 45%. Into finance minister, I can say why are they named Bonabaso? But also 2021, not public debt to GDP now 78.5%. Yeah, but 2024, because of certain bold policies were taken under the IMF program, not public debt to GDP that reduced it from 78.5% to 61.8%. So you can see clearly on this indicator the public debt to GDP was already in decline.
Yes, but before I bet to and so even with that, I mean, one would say, how did we get to those levels? Because already over the Public Management Act, Public Financial Management Act, it show clearly, I mean, the do's and the don'ts, especially when it comes to the financial sector. The excesses of borrowing are not the Eurobond market bonds are not raising any idea. I mean, at a point, Ghanaians were warned and said some of these things, ever balloon the public debt. And I mean, if debt rise up to 78.5% of our total GDP. In fact, at the levels Nobibeka say, I mean, you took us there, and then if by 2024 God being so good, na enyema so etin kakra, even with the 61% as at 2024 no was still, I mean, on a high rise. And with that, Obeka say ye bibia very achievable, as I say a comment there now.
So first of all, I think sir many will agree, sir. If you look at the trend, it was already declining. Now, secondly, if you ask the question, say, how do we get to that 78.5% debt to GDP ratio in 2021? I think now we're around when at now we're not expecting happened, which is the COVID-19 pandemic. And indeed, we share the global economy during the COVID-19 pandemic. You find out, lockdown at this year. Now, for example, Uber Ghana and the Uber Ghana, Uber UK, Uber US, Uber Germany, Uber Singapore. I mean, all countries in the world, virtually all countries in the world. Once there were lockdowns, that means because private companies had to shut down their businesses. Once private companies shut down their businesses, or even the government sector, apart from your mobile friend or emergency services, which is the nurses, the doctors, the ambulance services near you. Now, in Juma P, that's one where Juma Abino is able to fund, pay for wages, pay for salaries and compensation, invest in road infrastructure due to tax revenues are mobile and poor mobile. As a private company, and Juma, at one bed, it's a 200 banastelano, as I buy your wages, I buy your salaries, I buy your compensation there. Now, obviously, that means as some composition will be no mind, it is a countries around the world who say a debt to GDP ratio increase. As a matter of fact, with the person dive deep a bit into economics. So we share the aggregate demand into aggregate demand of what your GDP near the inquiry. Okay. Aggregate demand and as a GDP, which is Ghana's economy, now there's no consumption. So because there's no consumption, and that means because of lockdown, people are not spending. There is no investment because of the lockdown. Private companies are shutting down. They are not investing into the economy because of the lockdown. Exports. Even certain countries had restricted or more. They had travel restrictions in the day. So in terms of exports, so in that case, a buying a percent economy, not a buying percent economy. The only variable apart from Americans wages, salary, no compensation, and so on. So a buying percent economy, a buyer has to spend, which is the government expenditure. So a buyer would have to invest into the economy. The private sector, a buyer would have to take that role and do it. Otherwise, economy will come to a standstill. That is why, if you look at the global economy, if you look at countries, even including the developed countries all over the world, government was spending so much. The central banks were supporting government, with resources to spend. Debt to GDP all over the world. In Africa, we had over 10 countries. They had to request for bailout. Also, we call even Asia near a year. Many countries had to request for bailout. So this is not a sign of mismanagement, but it shows that these were things that actually took place globally.
Yes, but Doc,
nevertheless, yes. Nevertheless, I didn't see it happen. The question is, we are buying. Na say yama utumi say ese wo hwe country sikasem ho na ese wo hwe country economy a nyoma sikra na say nye bibia na ye plan da wotena sen na put in place measures ebeboa solve those problems and no na ye measures wo hwe data now available on the World Bank, IMF, Ministry of Finance, Ghana Statistical Service data available. Who said indeed certain measures were put in place. Now, among the key indicators, we were in distress. Now, indicators show the economy. For example, an American GDP growth rate 2020 during the COVID time and now hit 0.5% due to lack of economic activity. Now, 2024 now real GDP growth rate now hit 5.7%. It is a natural GDP growth rate now 6.3%. Now, we say the GDP growth rate was already, on
a good trajectory.
In fact, exactly. In fact, we need to say your gross international reserves are around over area 2017. They are somewhere around $4.8 billion. But as at December 2024, that gross international reserves, are hit almost $9 billion. Same with the gold reserve since independence, now somewhere around 8.7 tons. As of December 2024, was somewhere around over 30 tons. Indeed, IMF, almost press release, releasing in January 2024. Almost say Ghana is making important inroads to stabilize its economy, and continued program implementations becomes a brighter future. Now policies are binding to acquire mono juma. Yes, but finance minister what these policies so under an IMF program. Indeed, we need to commend him for doing that. But of course, as an academic, it would also be fair to credit the previous government for putting in place these policies. Finance minister to continue, even governor of the central bank. So I can't answer.
Very well, quite an interesting one. But before I wrap up with you, I mean, there are key issues very, very important. And by indication, for instance, by 2022, inflation was around 31.9%. In 2023, rising a little above 50%. Now, in 2024, we are able to manage it up to 22.9%. Currently, as we speak, after over 10 to 11 months, Abayi experiencing an inflation of 8.4%, which is a single digit. Now, from where the previous government left a year, the debt to GDP ratio of a year 61.8%. Now, as we speak, government by its records is saying debt to GDP ratio is around 45%. What it means is that exchange rate is very stable. It has a direct impact on your level of debt. Ubetimi akrim a ban interest payment. I'm making some allocations for 2026. In fact, even with maturity periods, any times of a year period you postpone, we should be able to make payment beginning next year. Debt exchange program any the account bilateral creditors one more year postpone a year debt schedules near the necessary. I mean, clearly, if the government under the first 10 to 11 months in office, I mean, performing, looking at where the previous government left the figures, any baby figures no age say all things being equal, obey at the macroeconomic indicators are into play. Will you say, sir, Minister Wayno more prudent and more realistic, I mean, in terms of managing this economy comparable to Diana Yenim Dadanoana?
I think what I was explaining, and probably maybe won't hear, if the GDP growth rate was declining, GDP growth rate now around 0.5%, somewhere around 2020, declining further. And as now and share increase at a fast rate. And as everyone said, public debt to GDP after 2024 still is hovering around 70-something%. And as inflation rate somewhere around 31.9% in 2022 as at December 2024 around that same inflation rate. And as a cost then you can say by some new policies or by some new measures, and on attending the economy around. But here we are in a situation all these indicators was already improving.
Doc, that is not in doubt. Majid Diawokano. So exactly what I'm saying is maybe Doc Diawokano is Diawokano the figures and the data accurate on it. Regardless, even in 2016, before NDC exited office, we were still under an IMF program. There were some conditionalities, yet there were projections from 2017 things might improve a little bit. Same situation, and you're finding a win with the challenges you come from 2020, ABC 2023 and 2022. It was difficult period. Now we agree to the fact to say by 2024 now. Hard decisions be a previous government are taking there's some result, because even before that will be free power. I mean IMF we were still under a conditioner still say conditionalities any a fiscal program and what I'm saying is that I mean with all of that said,
so the question that we should be asking ourselves here, if you look at the 2025 budget presented by the finance minister, you look at the 2026 budget presented by the finance minister, which new policy banner are buying the atwa kwamwa and which say based on these new policies are buying the atwa kwamwa and also can be tina ama economic recovery no yet bank air cost will continue. There's really no new policy about the atwa kwamwa apart from the previous policies now are buying previous government.
Doc, you and I know, sir, under 10 months, there is an establishment of gold board. There's an establishment of gold board. A buying way at secure 8 billion. At the free whilst at the time no yeko IMF crano 3 billion and ye pay. I mean, so clearly is this not an improvement in our revenue?
Now can one say I buy secure from gold exports again Bema, I would really plead with what Chief Funyana said. We should look at the data. Gold exports in Ghana was already increasing. That's a matter of fact. That's at December 2024 when it comes to gold exports. The gold export had already hit somewhere around 10.3 billion. So if gold export is already going up, now say gold board is what back. Now say gold export and also continue go. So for this year, gold export in from gold board, it's at 2025. August 2025 was somewhere around 11.2 billion, even again in the budget. And gold board was only established somewhere around May. So if you look at the trend now, if you do a trend analysis, you find out that the gold exports were already going up. So how then can you say, because of the establishment of gold board, that is the reason why gold exports are going up? It doesn't make any economic or statistical sense when the gold exports were already going up. So your first BB to say, agricultural sports. And as I have to say, even agricultural growth. In the budget, the Nkoko Kitty policy, NDC government, say, or mobile be introduced. You and I are aware, this policy was launched somewhere last week. So if you are experiencing an increase in agricultural growth rate, how then can you relate the increase in agricultural growth rate to the agricultural policy, the Kupon Kitty policy to say, based on the Kupon Kitty policy in Tina, agricultural growth rate,
No, I know they said the debate is not really about that, because such a program, the rollout,
exactly. So I'm talking about the policy. So gold policy now one case I've been able to show you with the data say gold exports were on an upward trend.
Yes, but at least you agree to the fact that by the intervention of this government, I mean, they are able to show up more, at least to some levels. Any declarations are good board Nankasa Mickey in terms of revenue generity so far.
With the academics, say, by you're trying to say January for illustration purposes. You're trying to say January around March. Now, gold exports here somewhere around 3 billion. That is if we are starting afresh in the fiscal year. Now, somewhere around June, gold exports are hitting 8 billion. Now, I'm trying to say, I'm with the gold board. Now, gold board so by somewhere around August, your gold export is 11 billion. How do you say, because of gold board in Tina, gold exports are costly? Because before the establishment of the gold board, already, now there has been an increase in gold exports by around 4 to 5 billion already. So without the establishment of the gold board, the gold exports were already increasing at a very fast rate. It is a gold board, so they are establishing. That's a gold board, and so export is what costs. How then do you say, really because of gold board in Tina? A gold export echo up when it was already going up. Let's use an example.
Yes, but what do But I need to take you on this one now. If by every assertion I will make as I see the year Juma, before coming into office of this government, gold exports were already on the rise. Now the question again is that. Are we saying a buying way by the effort we're putting with the gold board? We haven't also seen some level of improvement, even with the exporter. Is that really the argument you put here across?
No. The argument I'm making is you say the current rise in gold exports is only due to the establishment of the Ghana Gold Board. Is statistically incorrect.
Okay.
What I'm trying to say is, even if the Ghana Gold Board has an impact on on gold export, that impact now will be very difficult to determine how significant it is because, based on the previous policies and the gold exports we were recording, gold exports were already going up. You have to say. With the say, probably to say cancer. You have to mean or tumor, brain tumor. Meaning when himself will brain tumor. Initially, you may not identify, say, a brain tumor, etc. Unless I say maybe why MRI, no why scans, and now, some of the symptoms may be headaches. Now, if you have a headache and you are taking paracetamol when it's a brain tumor, the symptoms may go down, but the tumor will still remain. Now, assuming, say, you actually do an MRI, you identify what the issue is. We require cancer treatment, we chemotherapy, etc. The brain tumor is removed. Now, once the brain tumor is removed, you and I know that once you go through a chemotherapy treatment, you lose weight, you can lose your hair, you'll be vomiting here and there, etc. Now, once that chemotherapy treatment is done and the tumor is removed, now, immediately say but it takes time. It is now about paracetamol. Around the time around the time can you then say, sir, because of the paracetamol that I'm taking, that is the reason why headache not me experience headache performance. So that paracetamol will deal with the headache, but it didn't deal with that root cause, which is the tumor that had been removed from your brain.
Very well.
It is a chemotherapy that had dealt with the problem. That is exactly the same situation we are facing now. That is why I keep telling you, sir, if there were signs to say sports were not going up, there were signs to say sports were declining significantly, and then there was a Ghana Gold Board, then there was a turnaround, then you can say the Ghana Gold Board, the establishment of the Ghana Gold Board has dealt with the root cause of the problem. But here we were already seeing signs of improvement He said they want to go through that chemotherapy process now. Then the Ghana Gold Board comes. Same with the paracetamol. Of course, it will deal with certain symptoms, but that did not deal with the root cause of the problem. And that is what the data is showing.
Very well, Doc. But one would say that is debatable because you can clearly look at the object of the Gold Board and then the object of the Precious Minerals Marketing Company (PMMC) in the previous government, But putting that aside and then wrapping it up with
in any case, one other thing on the gold exports, do you know, sir, as we speak here, gold prices have increased as well. So if you take gold prices, for example, somewhere January, if it was around $2,000 per fine ounce, and this I'm quoting from the Bank of Ghana data. Now, I guess per the Bank of Ghana data, it had increased to over $3,000 per fine ounce. That is the international prices. So compared to January, the prices have shot up about 27.3%. So all these would also contribute to the value of the gold export we are seeing.
Very well. Exactly.
So if you want to link Gold Board directly to a year, all these analyses have to be done.
Very well. Now, before I let you go, again, Aban way I'm making some bold steps in terms of the policies I will say whatever. Now, say Aban way I propose you bid decouple COVID-19 levy, any NHIL. I mean, levies are a camp VAT, I mean, you be now COVID levy is gone. As we speak, flat rate and a buying say or the moving the VAT rate from 21% to 20%, even though there is a revenue shortfall a bit me due to COVID-19 levy. Yes, ye at the free yet I'm making some serious allocations to some critical sectors of the economy. So Abai A proposes obey you 1.2 billion Ghana cedis in ensuring ye be retooling the Ghana Air Force. Ye koto 4 helicopters at 1 jet at the account. Aside that, Abai say Oma 115 million Ghana cedis into the 24-hour economy. Then again, over 57 million Ghana cedis. And Abai say or they allocated for a year interest payment. Any the kikaka hunina. And I mean, critically, Oshe sa niemaya Abai a year. Plus, maybe a nearma was to say fuel prices, even though within this week we've seen some upward adjustment. One would say, a quite moderate at the pump. Ghana eco pump say wakwakoto fuel a bono ewo form kakra compared to previously the na yehu. What will you say about all these interventions buying on Ediego Kwame?
Indeed, to say the work a banker say obey COVID-19 levy in Africa. Indeed, what to me a COVID-19 levy in Africa, which is a good thing, which they should be commended for. But I think if you want to be fair and objective in our assessment, the same way about COVID-19 levy in Africa, I mean from 2025 budget to now, they brought in what we call the energy sector levy. They brought in what we call the special imports levy, which the sunset clause has been extended to 2028. So we have special import levy that will be paid 2026, 2027, 2028, which is an imposition of a new tax. Therefore, growth and sustainability levy, and so on my increase for mining companies from which has been increased significantly, and the sunset clause itself, which affects financial sector taxes and that and growth and sustainability levy has also been extended. The sunset clause has been extended. So there's also a new imposition of tax 2026, 2027, 2028. Again, so overshare the new SME tax required good for air company, which this is has been increased from 4% to 20%. You will see from the tax side, of course, the finance minister read some of the removals now why in terms of taxes. But overall, if you look at this year, the two budgets that have been presented by this government, you will see there were quite a number of imposition of new taxes ever affecting small and medium enterprise business, ever affecting the average Ghanaian, ever affecting OBR. Now, when it comes to some of the budget allocations, what can one say 24-hour economy, finance minister say will be allocated 110 million, which, if you look at the appendix, is really 90 million. You ask yourself, that 24-hour economic policy, which many Ghanaians voted for this government based on that policy, one job, 3 shifts, which was supposed to be the solution to the unemployment situation, especially among the youth now. I was expecting there, since the coordinator back out, Abeka say here somewhere around $4 billion to successfully implement this policy. About transforming economy, according to the government, I be creating jobs, about utility, water prices, maybe about form. Now, if you allocate 90 million Ghana cedis, which is just about 0.18% of what the coordinator is saying here to successfully implement the 24-hour economic policy. Then, as an academic or as a public policy lecturer, this is actually a symbolic policy. So it's not actually a policy. I know really, or per se, and as a person or implementing my results. This is a policy. By any person of share Ghanaians to say, oh, me person me baby. Because really 0.18% is very, 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 very insignificant.
Very well.
Very negligible. Where if you actually want to implement the 24-hour economic policy. Again, you have to assess the 2026 budget based on the performance of the 2025 budget.
Okay.
So if we look at the 2025 budget, buying it based on capital expenditure or project here, and I say, committing in the budget to say, spending in order to spur economic growth, creating jobs near you. Now, at the end of it all, I buy spending only 34% of the I'm saying in answer in terms of capital expenditure. That means there's a problem. So if it's only 34% of that allocation, then even person who set up Women's Development Bank now allocated 401 million Ghana cedis. How do you expect me to believe, or how do you expect me to take the budget seriously and the budget as credible?
Very well.
If the big push now, we'll say in the 2025 budget, big push, Obama spending somewhere around 13 billion Ghana cedis. Now, say, when to me and spend this at 13 billion, how then do you expect me to take you seriously in your Burma? When you say, this time, we'll increase the budget allocation for big push. Then that means it is not something that is feasible. And if investors around the world don't see the budget as credible, then that is a big problem. If you say that means they will not be willing to invest in the economy. And if you don't invest in the economy, how is the government going to get enough money in order to build schools, in order to build hospitals, in order to build roads, in order to build critical infrastructure projects? If in this budget you say it's a budget that is aimed at job creation, now you are saying you actually do not see yourself recruiting nurses this year, but you are ready to allocate funds in procuring helicopters and private jets, then it is a problem. In Burma, as a Ghanaian first, as an economist, we should ask ourselves, is this budget really what is going to transform the economy? Is this budget really what is going to create jobs? The answer is a big no. And not because it is politics, but because that is what the data from the 2025 budget The data from the 2026 budget is telling us.
Very well. Doc,
and it is something that is very worrying.
Mamina was
something that is worrying.
Mamina was in that fancy. We'll live to see how things will turn out. And maybe any Besani wedding come up. Why?
Yo, Mr. Medasi.
I'm grateful. I know pay. And Dr. Yaa Brefo and Meneno Eddie and Komono Institute for a Year Public Policy and Accountability speaking to us. Como general analysis and assessment of the 2026 budget and Yadeno Eddie and Komono. Marching. Na empomo to say
adom
bibi akama
bibi akama pa bibi akama
and I trade am pass my enche Jolumano
Jolumano echeche mano pay
I don't pay good morning to them na men kan che wo mo say enkrofo mini wo mo ochina
pa
entino wo mo ba
mo ochina pa
wo mo nso mo sapo mo nsuo
nsuo no de omo fa na grava mra
oze
nsuo no mo fa na grava ya no mo hwegu sapo no so ya no mo hwegu so ni ade nsuo no de omo fa na ochina mpaye bedwa
but I never party of here.
Oh yes
party of here
say to me
omonye we na we ni nyina anko off na enka disco de na
almost disco no my
Ozay
why no so disco no my
but bibi e fine
oh nyame ado bibi e kama pa oh bibi e da din pa
na Jolumano adi nkomo anopai Andra, woman say menchia o mampanyin man. Yes. Woman say menchia o mampanyin man. Na o mampanyin eka asem bi anra. Na Jolumani say so mampanyin de osie be yo dia. Ene enke be boa o man.
Okay.
Na uhu say Andra no me na wana Jolumani de send me. President say wo onto any appointee. The first scandal in this government e be free wo so
na.
Uhu saade no
obebo asondue
me wo hwa na Jolumani de send me say speaker president na ka say na say ni pa foforo na me say de na si o say omo ahu say trending ni ade o mampanyi ka say musuo mowa
I've even watched the video
the first scandal e wo na ban mu no so na be free aba
woe unto you but we want to say asem of e o bible mu Bible ne say suntudian de beba wo nemum ne nam no so ba no ndue wacha se suntudian de beba nemum wa enam so e beba no ndue scandal ne de e beba
enti wa be fa so e beba no
wa be fa so e beba no obeje homena okro pa
na oye na Jolumani say na speaker obampanyin so ne Ghana ha na because asemo okay scandal ni bia di kan sisi and so see ya na so obampanyin abu nani aguso to say dia so ne Ghana ha
di anya na si ye
na say girls ne say di see last week he wo your friend is saying waki say scandal enkrofo say soldier for no boapa and wo man enkrofo to forms na gum bebre ana wo mo agye nkrofo ni sika knowing very well said dom no modi omo tobuase Jolumani come was we no way the man can ni say the see last week e wo waki e scandal kese enti by now no say hairs must roll e wo aminim utie as I say hairs no e roll with the Ghana Armed Forces now reason tia wo mo so mo de kasa na ne say abinding your mampanyin commander in chief president na commander in chief enti bibia no ho military ni kra be ya wonne ho nimde ye mo wa mane enso wo National Security Council bibia ekoso bia na ho na mo discuss no wo cabinet nso wo ho wo ti ase enti wodim say afi military ni mo no ye be fa nipa 4000 Wamijan na enkran kwa no woton forms e de money pa 26000 wabra wonim say 26000 e kwa 4000 pe ana wo hia enti no enkran han kwa o 22000 aka ni nyina ye military for ni sika Otiasie. Again, the man can say Airwork Stadium you cry here wo after to full capacity cry no 10,000 people. Ebani saying that President Commander in Chief year high man military for no ko yes ade no on any defense minister.
Enti we no why na oyin na die.
Tobuase.
Oh, meet you.
Enti we no our defense ministers. O de be fan said you know what you want to hobium. But deputy
or you're acting.
Deputy wo ho acting one ewo ho, okay? Or directors ewo ho, okay? Or chief of staff there be an assassin the nikobe bia no show ministers in nyina so. All right, what you say? Or CDS won so ewo ho no mo. Chief of defense staff and wo army commanders wo ho. Enti no at least adie we no I see and wom say scandal kese pa. Say SSS by now and can nipa ba ko de and resign. And the one Tobuase and now say nipa ba ko by now should have taken the bold decision say and from swear by in free me or mampanyin who will be fire me.
Africa obi any blame.
And to be any blame president no must take action.
Africa obi and resign.
It is said the president akano. Almost say by now SSS go take action.
Enti me ba bisa Jolumane say ngomo ngomo yo mudie. Omo hwa say ahwan ne yin na die. Omo hwa. Is it the serious no munyi na di?
As here DS ne betimi akọ.
Why ne yin na di? Deputy defense minister ne yin na di. Ana atofo se no ye act ne yin na da na hwan
emu bia betimi akọ. By now as a president say obe make it discipline. Na
Jolumani so nye fair kakra.
Oh to boss Jolumani ye fair. Assessing we are Jolumani making. Omo ye very fair. It is CDS no nim said that say omo free recruitment.
Oh tio. Omo ye fair kakra.
To boss question na me bisa. Yisa question na no answer.
Kwame.
Sem kwala no to boss. Ye be a portal. Enkrofo ko portal no so. A system. Ye penipa dodo omo aba ya applications ya ma period ye de epic applications no enti o log online na what me apply okay e drew baby no ya shut system no ya closing no enti ye closing no at the time of closing the system no unim the total application that ayede aba applicant dodo a wo mo ede o mo document no details atum no we are aware enti are you saying say Jolumaya woka so monye fair kakra no CDS no ti ho no yen reporting banana
ana make us
oh to boase sa question ya me pesu yia no enwane mfiri ho CDS no sa da na na de nkrofo no wako no I would say CDS no nim say sa da no that particular occasion e be happen na
o say ni do e dey onim
enti ye ka say nkrofo taking responsibility na Jolumba say obi must take responsibility o so omonye fair kakra
o say the angle of Iban say
military no leadership
omo obi
exactly
but Kwame
there are people are president so they appointing woman to the leadership
enti no Kwame and man be ho enti make say ye fair kakra ne say o hwe ne esi ya na obi an dan dwene say unfortunate
no be anya dey
obi andan dwene
obi andan dwene no you could have foreseen say bibi say besi
enti we no
to boss
this one is more
yem fan one after the other
natural disaster
enye natural disaster debi this cannot be a natural disaster this is a humanly created chaotic situation that leading to the death of people. It's when you're natural disaster. When you know say capacity of baby a woman microphone converging here 10,000. Now we can say nipa 26,000 and go an extra of additional 16,000 people make a capacity in one. What do you expect? You should anticipate says aniyama we besi.
Deliberate.
And yet deliberate. Never ni saying. And yet deliberate. Never ni saying. I didn't see you. Oh, to what? Why yes, sir. Exercise you or Ghana how and the different CDS.
Good.
Some exercise and your first time I be seen you. Military now yeah this exercise and the different CDS we never saw any instances of this nature. Okay? Ebani say na all of a sudden at the end CV ye there. Obanka ha no ma fe na yes segregate we munkwa. What prevented the military in taking such deliberate steps in ensuring say Sadia and Kensi why cannot be a natural disaster? It never says Jolumani nye Jolumano and fair in the assessment. Only that majority of the leadership have failed to take responsibility. It is a what failing so not taking responsibility. And you're natural. Somewhere the the thing is not natural. How do you say a natural disaster?
Because
how do you say that?
Obi nim say dey we be see
ye was studio ha
ye mfa ne say me ba
ye was studio ha efo enim say studio ha at most nipa abro so aye 10 okay na yet na ho mpanyimfo hwe ma studio ha nipa be 50 ebegu ha
na ebugu ye
so to boase with one entrance okay ye nyina ye press ye be pia at the same time how can you tell me that idea we natural disaster
until as at that time no empanimfo mo da ade na no enya no nkwan edwuma no mo ye there are some other stuff edwuma mo it say ebia
other stuff what is more important at the time than idea we are na
ebia Kwame ade na ye oversight ina bibia kwa kosi
oversight ni dey so at the time I will oversight no you have failed on your duty. You should have taken precautions. That is negligence.
Are you deliberate, Kwame?
Are you deliberate?
Deliberate?
Are you deliberate because you knew the number of people coming there? You should have exercised some level of negligence to know, say. I mean, exercise some level of, controls to know, say, sad way are you likely to happen. And most especially, we are dealing with security agencies, as Intel and Amodi Ejuma.
I still stand by my word to say we natural.
It can never be a natural disaster.
It
can never be a natural disaster.
Obia orchestrates at the end nkosi. Natural. Obia anticipate at the end.
Say what? Jolumana test message I can just say and you are being a hypocrite.
I mean a hypocrite.
Yes, one must can just plain say you are being a hypocrite.
No,
say to what to us. One must can just say wo nana Kwame wonye security person. Wonye professional training bia as a security personnel. On that day, one more can say 12 videos at the Sunday. John Luban is a man can just hypocrite because one who are there no 12 videos at the Sunday. One can say first comment I'll make you and say, I deal with you, who pow. Tobuasi.
Yes,
Tobuasi. So, John Luban said, what would have prompted you to say I deal with you, who pow. So what need security expertise be what to me make a fair assessment to say nipa way akobo dompem wo no bibi betimi asi ema wo betna ha be ka ho asem say no ade na akoso wo no bibi betimi asi a ene de ase wo dwane afra asem a wa kasa kan
dabi ye no kre
wo make statement ya sana incident ne kwa AC
the aspect of say say
Nana Kwame
no meba nyamutre
would you to say wo make those assessments
I made those comments
before answer sa incident
yes,
no happen
yes me can hear but the aspect of say has masro nam si dabi
so nobody should take responsibility
nam si dabi let's try and be fair to them
fair to them in which sense
and no I meant to obi en ho no ma no nim say sa de ni besi enti no ebia oversight kakra
enipa 6
ama de we akọ so
any oversight Nana Kwame, any oversight too.
Mistake be akosi o
Debbie.
Na
what you let even agree.
I don't know say
my
you be for now.
Nana Kwame, we are talking about human life.
I get you understand. And understand perfect.
Nipa nsia.
Yeah, me pa.
Joe Lumani say me miss out say. Would they agreeing with your argument? Said you wo cannot cry anything to go by. Okay? One more anticipate says I didn't bit me
yeah.
Good. Enti no pana wo mo sorry ye no from ahomachi 2 a.m. na Joe Lumani send you those videos Q no started say build it up tension started say ban from Airwork to Bema camp how many minutes drive Enti leadership of the military now wo mo ho no people no build it up na nipa ne doors wo ho ni nyina no eno nso wo mo anhu ana there is nobody in leadership woman who say adie say na happen ana
and then
to boss question the baby sir I will saying say we should make those conclusions say obia ne ho military hierarchy ni mu a ohun say sa adie na happen ana woman who ye and the question that almost me misa they say woman who ye no steps be no take here
Kwame
to forestall the situation because as at 7 maybe to boss video ni show you know it was around the same time around 7:30 7 to 7:30 and you show videos it is na you show no ye de ho nkomo ye discuss say de na ekoso no enye dangerous no mu hu ikura obi ase wante ana wo mo tie no mo hu ye nso ade na mo ye de fa
and the Kwame and nienta make us and say you bet me a suspend obi a why in a juma ye. You bet me suspend. But
never did no ama o kasa yet in
you bet me suspend. But see ye ni panet dino. That is where
we yin a dinis said. Who yin a dinas as said. The point is that next time no ye were juma, ye due diligence.
And intina, even a jumemono, oh ya dear nan ya. HR ebe suspendo, but only you would. Oba suspend so obi ebia as at that time na bibi na ekoso wutrimu ene ntia ma wesa de nti omo ma sa we na okotene kakra agene ho anso aba back
utie se otina
me pa
frɛ ye friend say HR antiama na bisa ne say by the company policies wotina ha na wo ya ade a e cause danger to the life of somebody one bet now so say consulting hand your man suspension.
They will ask you, they will interview you. They will interview you.
When you are going
to know
when you cause an
the state of mind and now woman and
but when you are causing a different
no Dabi they will still talk to you, they will interview you, they will have to understand you. As at that time, the state of mind and now woman and it is
the state of mind being another military for the woman.
That's a make us say, yeah, mama suspension answer. What do you mean sorry you be the keke? So you
come on what in yes I say Jolumanza and Operas own person be uphold your principles.
No,
you are defiling your own principles because and command
that dynamic has asked no man can say you be ready. Oh, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Mona mo pray say you be nam no what do you mean you modi? Obe to me a suspend your mo. Or you understand? And yes, Bia or BBS Sintina.
The Lumani says stampede near causing the natural disaster. Humanly created. Negligence and a cause
as an American yadio unu produce and better as a gem.
And Yamina Mintias, a man sending messages back as an American. You are not holding your principle.
It is.
As a man,
it is intact.
The president said scandal ba. Now, obe dealing with the people. Scandal, lady can abandon a bedroom dada. By now, somebody within the military hierarchy, as a so big taking responsibility. Not punishment, echo.
We are suspension. Simple.
Sikan one more Jessica, no more buy any in our one more musica. One more bad woman in forms. One more forms.
Yes, and
so much your money 350 Ghana cedis. Multiply 350 Ghana cedis by 26,000. Now here's the car Albania. And not quite a greater crown. How can you say what just as you can hear? So who you be will care about human life? Now value human life. How can you say you couldn't have foreseen sir incident to say the baby to me? A man is very disappointed in you and pay.
A man almost disappointed, sir.
We are very disappointed in you. One more some countries, we are very disappointed in you because we are talking about human. We are talking about human lives. But they say, wada no. One must see president in tears. Yes, there is a scandal happen. It is not just by saying, say, Yankofa ebusuafoni bi. People must be punished. Then serve as deterrents. Now, Crawford be careful. One more be due diligence. Next time in their actions. The perfect thing for them to have done. Still, some avenues here, they could have thought of it and say, because then you pay bro 10,000. Ebani are very disappointed in you, but I can't show you.
Adia okay. What do Mako?
They okay.
That not do Mako for saying.
What's my head?
I thought so Musa in Paboni, yes, sir.
Man is all the Paboni.
What do Mako for now?
We are talking about human life. How do you do that? I'm doing now, yeah. If I don't crack and call, I am for good demons. Why?
See a program.
Graphic a crowd on the
what do microphone?
Newspaper.
You be ready.
Yanko Yedi. When you be ready, no, your man paying. Mona was so bonnet or my muyo. metimi abie phone lines ne dia mass sia na wahwe se wan kasa won nsem a wo kan no pese Ghana for ne obey
suspension punishment
say ye the adwuma
suspension is part of punishment
to boss suspension be we are talking about loss of human life enti wotina ho na wotina ho na obi adwuma na wo ye no ho hia se obi nkwa. That is what you are saying.
That is not
nipa no no so kwakọ penny daily bread na want me and provide adequate protection. Want me and provide the adequate protection. No, we you know say suspension is a punishment. Suspension no how many? One more the taxpayers' money. Editua one more kakran. One more to be on your due diligence. And my fam be good soldier for this one to pay you. And my fam be go almost.
Because he about
Ghanaian Times. Consul in your THD, Edino Maman Country Street, and your THD. Time I'm pen and bio Michael the Tumbo. When time the worker charity to be about 2026 year of infrastructure about paying John Dramani Mahama in Fonyi header one a year that's a break Kubuate new job in South Mahine Enono NT Adope President John Dramani Mahama His Excellency and a face so that's a break Kubuate and Fonyi at the Hanoma. One more Chiana, one more Srefefe. Oma Penny say, I feel I will a year of infrastructure development. And you know, Mpuntu no dear, Ebekwa Kusi baby, oh my God, Ghanaian Times, the hour day abandoned. Block IFF's block tax leakages to boost revenue generation. And Fachame, I don't pay Professor Robert Dakon Osei and an Infonyi at the University of Ghana and AD and Kwame. President pledges Ghana's support to host World Assemblies of God Congress next year. And also Nkomo and pay Ghanaian Times Democrat no Ediapa. ECOWAS court reject former CJ's interim relief application. Oko a year ECOWAS court. Mame. Former Chief Justice Tukuno Ninkomo awadi kopiebo ewo ECOWAS court no animono ene court no aboni nyina no egua Ghanaian Times Democrat no ede ho amane boni nyina no ede aba. Now graphic ede bi aba anopai na the graphic de ba ye no enie VAT reforms take effect January 2026. I know a GRA boss bill before Parliament now. And reforms are a pese ye a year the VAT regime no emono and pay January and an inano a bit me a shasi na Ghana Revenue Authority boss mose and a bill a bit me abua ma sadi and society nano etimi abano one more etimi ede akko emrashe no enim one more se one bit me a hwemie na one more dia tumura Anthony Kwesi Sapon ana edi san komoya no pay graphic Democrat no apija ede aba. Jospon partners UN University to build capacity in environment climate sector. NT now Kwame say ye ka say no COP30 koso ewo omaya ye friend of Brazil Berlin na ye ka ye COP30 a conference of the parties United Nations no we are see mu nyina no member state no afibia no wamu twahie mo in November ewo oman ba komo ekodi ewiase nyina no kodi nkomo edifa ewiase sede eyomo nsesaye ne nsachiraye no nyina no esi eko okay ene afi eba no eye energy ho nsensem akwan ye befa so a ye bedi dwuma na afi ye behwese ye betimi amanema aye efficient enti se ye ka se ukọ eye Belem ewo Brazil sa nkomodie ne wiase nyina no atwa ahia mu wo ho a ekoso na Ghana ha de na so mampanyin ko danso Emmanuel Amakofibo a wodem se won Airlines and Natural Resources Minister and as say was double as a Science and Environment Minister okay enti wono ana wakwakopie mu ewo eye Brazil na Ghana company ba ko a eze no yatwe na bo so a the contract nyina yagie Jospon you can't just put now company crow. Yes. Zoom Lion.
Zoom Lion. Yeah.
Woman as I say, one would you mudin pa. We are singing a Jumbadia air coso nasi. Ewo Brazil. ye to hadoma na ye to the jeje musa enti say ye ka say universities ahodo around the world, any countries ahodo around the world, and Jospon any Zoom Lion one more signing new agreement with enti and climate change conference e go so air koso e Brazil no enkitahudia air koso no chese Zoom Lion any Jospon one more ego so one more take Ghana nim na we no a new pact agreement one more signing one more eba behese ebetimi aboa ye environment especially when it comes to a climate. Now unim say just for no ewe university where are we?
Oh yes. Yeah, I know.
One more dealing with environmental issues when it comes to sanitation and the kika kahunina. Eti adope graphic democrat no e de ho amane bono e de aba. One more idea say one more ti o mine name. Enti daily graphic de adope what de aba no. Mame more way back so pa na yenko yenim na ujafo aba. The enquirer EDB Abba caution will be tied anyone who brings the first scandal to my administration, Mahama to appointees. Yedika the home commodada anopeya. And she the enquirer there what they abandon. As she more chairs Prisia Sankofa Gold Limited Board. Details Ninjano Ewaha. Ministry of Fisheries and Aquaculture host national conference today. Over 500 chief fishermen and queen fishermongers converge in Accra for landmark policy dialogue. And Nina Hong Kombono and pay the National Enquirer, the Bokrata no Apija Ede Abam, Pacho Unyabia, na Watime Akin Kaimbi. Faudi na crowd no Bakumi no Tuaso, na Yankoyet.
Kwame, me na yemure ma ni rim with daily guide. And Yegusoya Kamen Penin say, Munyu Biedi, no. On suspended say
go anymore
and do microphone bim and do me wararoma ayi on my tief when no say dwumane dey would do microphone sa uguzu do microphone because that's all do microphone. And 2 presidential jets and helicopters to cost 13.1 billion Ghana cedis. This one is coming from Abuja Napo. I say enyama ya ye okrom hanime ase NDC and ase aban no ase enyama ase omdi sikaye no ehun hyeda emfa so mbre oman no but instead of say omobehwe 25 economy no omopeso omkoto jet
na membo anu nsi
eni
tete membo anu currency was a statement
5.1
and for be okrom ha you see one hwe ni ya obeka sema ensesa woka anything that they be are the microphone pe masem no
I don't Kwame
because I did a blue, a blue, a red, a red, a green, a green. You can't change it. Jinapo.
Abu Jinapo say
a former lands minister.
Abu Jinapo say
I don't know Casanana. I want to be sure.
I don't know. I see jets
former lands and natural resources.
I see jets and helicopters na mokoto no. Any priority. O money here. A waste of money.
Assembly obano ba e modun ntimi nka.
Ka. Enti assembly be ho kakra. Be assembly.
We need to be serious in this country. Parliament or Kranyas will be an man court now.
And there's any dear no correct.
When countries are investing in jet fighters, you are here talking about as if say we are naive about their security. As I see it to me.
Also, Kwame, and money be honor they are partisan politics.
Which one is what is this supposed to be partisan politics?
And that is
are we okay?
And that's exactly what this man is doing. Abu Jinapo is doing now.
Yes. Are we okay? Are we all right with our senses?
It's exactly what Abu Jinapo is doing now. This is partisan politics at the end.
It is not politics as usual.
Yes, exactly what he is doing now.
Can't we imagine the fact that you two are baby as I say you realistic across people?
Yeah.
Yet my helicopter it take on assignment. I mean very important personalities in this country.
Yes.
Akoshiasi manipa wotwe
na ye kwa kotobia ye kotofofora osi dabi
go there go Koko Air Force one ho na ko take stock natural helicopters are here wo mo and then if the nation is attacked by air as a country there a bit me I
Abu Jinapo say Sazka we na a waste of money.
Where a waste of money, but when President Akufo-Addo was bathing in the air, it wasn't waste of money.
And
when President Akufo-Addo charter private jet, it wasn't waste of money. Let us ourselves the truth.
I say a waste of money.
Mama yen kan no krenche. Enti President Akufo-Addo at the time na all chatter private jet e dey call up and down airban. No names and nurses. Ebuginapo na wo names and nurses in this country as at the time. Na yentua omoka anane ye wo backlog ane emfa wo mo adwuma. Ginapo didn't know that. Ginapo no so names are there.
Ebia we hu.
At the time I had over 400 million. Kwakotwa me na e de ato nkran ha rage ha. See a besi National Cathedral. Na onim say you teachers a wo mo akọ schools mo akosua de a esese ye form adwuma mo kọ kire nkwala de. Ginapo is telling us no onim say de na.
Ebia we hu wadaroma.
Please let common sense prevail in our discourse. We are a serious country. Common sense, it must prevail in every discourse we have.
That's why he on the paper.
Me hit here, but common sense must prevail. We are talking about protecting this same country. Yeah, concert party, do you know? I mean, BBI concert. Woko parliament when now can just shut up and sit down. And yet by force in the chamber no debate because at all time as I saw rise on your feet to talk. And once you know say you will not make sense.
And Kwame yanko enim. Yanko enim pay. Na.
See the make catch on na Ghana phone intie. Me say that make me ma there. When you are in the chamber, members of parliament intie. Sometimes you make more sense when you shut up.
Okay.
When you can't, don't talk. And you by force, as I say, will catch the attention of the speaker and then speak on issues.
And what can it do? And I'll say
this minister who was not able to fight Galamsey has the audacity to talk.
We gave people
the opportunity to save this nation from the rot.
And you know, your parliament, your friend for interviews on you. And you know, I am queen him. Any people him no. So we said and ye should be. I am queen. Kwame.
No, anti-partisan politics. Muntu me fan tonche.
And on the enyado metum da tonche.
Ko military nim na bisa said ne. Helicopter here na military ni wo. Ansan wa be gina wo se wo ba be yesa dede no. Na se na ehu hia se ye befa nurse fo ne teacher fo amomo akonkurase akotena hwa akoye adwuma. E de ntia ne de 400 million se ye kotu amena de National Cathedral. National Cathedral ne go see say.
And the Kwame me with the
anti-jet ne ho ye kwakọ rent jet. You see ye kwakọ fa helicopters are modernized. Committee na ye report no recommendation ben wo make here in the report.
We are say we should
either say ye be acquire new helicopters and now say dada no ye na wo ho no
upgrade
ye the systems bi be keka ho e betimi apagya ne mu kakra
upgrade. And do we the way
who na ti soldier nim no ko use sa equipment no to work for this nation. He's insulting the intelligence of the military officers. Say one they don't matter. Their interest doesn't matter.
Kwame Nkwana because
yanko baby assemblian why important chess asem
that boss say yes boss ana
95.1
okofan common ba ne edi ana wuda
da bi common news paper review na be
to helicopters obi an frɛ no nkasa it doesn't make sense say SSM military ball my way ho ban you are in a country West Africa sub-region wonni mama ahodo aku ni ade asisi so because of mismanagement any bad treatment awomodema the citizens and the military entirely soldier ni so ya ne no atwetuo no watu president no watu abayego woman soldier ni the condition or the year adwuma editorate that is what will happen.
And yanko enim and then Kwame
we are member of parliament now him say was sorry on your feet you cannot make sense it is always better to shut up and sit down and yet by force of become bravo. The fact that you are speaking English doesn't mean say we are making sense. And then no priority then they say the better teacher for you. Priority no, yes, we agree. Teachers are very important, but soldiers are equally important. Teacher ni ne chalk and then marker our de coach idea hu hia soldier ni na kade or no so de koye adwuma ne hu hia
enti no ye first person ye ba asem kese so na why we take over
asem kese den one ya ye asem kese bia de ba bia bi
da be no say your sports and I know your sports and I know your sports
I give you on who paper the Maya Mamos.
That be Eddie Bosso. Once I papers in Gade Bosso, whatever. Make up questions about come more crutch.
This is a minister who man or so much opportunity to serve, and there's nothing to show. What is his record as a minister?
Oh, Sena or
the record nene
or fighting Galamsey.
Galamsey Bay. Please let us be responsible in this country.
And it's all one fighting Galamsey. And they come emphasis sports in the manner.
I ain't try a home run.
If you have more, maybe I'm mount.
Oba and Farmer, Monsieur.
Ghana Fway! Franco! Esa the electrical appliances for just washing machine, engine woman, CCTV cameras, and need all clear. I be you know that. Several mobile phones, these are iPhones, Infinix, Nokia, Samsung, any the Kika, anyone says you see now. Franco, and I'll bring you the papa. The water from say Franco air conditioners, every 1.5, adequacy 2.5 horsepower. Samsung and Franco TV, every 32, adequacy 85 inches. Franco, essential tabletop, double decker, any chest freezers, and changing a mahoden cry. Franco, Kwabata be a bamboo, name of head office, a water braka, one in Roxy Cinema, Nadian bread. Friend 0246 422 338 and a 055 5939 311. Franco, electrical appliances, papa, Effie.
Luck is everywhere for everyone.
Day, Mentin Kakeko, Miniman Kasa, if you say the luckiest season 3 at Sayaba.
Afi mami chewa kwanya obefa sonye wo ticket but star 712 hash na di ehye no so to ticket ana se ko internet no so na bo the luckiestafrica.com se bia me community ticket no so na you lucky number
wobetumi so ama system na bia ma chere ahia wo pese wutua every 1 Ghana cedi posi 5,000 Ghana cedis wobetumi mpo ato ticket no ama obi foforo ye obi hero wo pese wutua enye den kra sa wo Ghana for mobile money tua na sa wo amanone dia for bank card tua
ticket baako ebo sika no ho empay ahanu 500 times we ye massa ye pay there will community de benyanso betimi aye emoho edu 10 times
inti yen kambom na yen nya lucky na luck babia shawo ho so enye ma wona wondi infiedu watching luckiest jumedie yi enele imrata chire wo Caritas lottery platform no so
Good 195.1.
Yes, Nsempa Sports.
Right, audio 95.1 FM, and I don't pay at Nase, Yadi and Nsempa Sports, and I did back from now, sorry. Eddie friend for the students. Some would try Abuano, Ephraim on it, and I pay fee, and I don't pay Yaa Brefo, I pay Yadinina, Eddie Guhonum, Eddie Amabidi, Eddie Solomon, Amanqua, the Superman, Shannon. So, Sir and Ra, would we need Chemo, our Morocco, a year, the CAF Awards, no, 8 me at FM, and I'll pay one more a J Awards to do in Ano. You bet him Ashana Fe, Yadi Ababa, Somo, of course, you may remove a year major stories are making the headlines, Europe. Arsenal, maybe a weekend, Kono nanso wamo tiring defender ne ho abansam Real Madrid wamo nso epra enso adokro mu team no Chelsea enkomo ewa ha saa so na wurem wo Barcelona Lionel Messi wade nsam bi area atutwa Thibaut Courtois waka nsam bi area fa Kylian Mbappe Lotten Samdi eho na fa wurem ewo Manuel Akanji oro so rakache ensam kakra no so forum eba no pay bebetim ahwe agebre na yede ne nyina no area ba be somo enti from now say obeka me ho na yatra se fidie ni so no yehwera fe ensam agoto a ekoso ewo nkofon kroso era afefie yemfa emra emesomo
Good 195.1.
Yes, Nsempa Sports.
Right, yes, Shamana say Eddie Frank of Funk Crosso, Amon Nation, so say, would we trouble? Ewa and near calf, Wamo Atana, Ayadia and Ra. Era calf wamo award no etimi eto twa pedi behwe nra ewo Morocco Rabat na eyadia players bebre na etimi akwa mo award na ehyasie ebra calf decide say obetimi award the best female player, best coach, best player, MMA, best club, best country ni nyina no calf etimi ehweye ne fefefe ema bibia so etimi ejina brand pa na seweni and so catch the machines say will be at the back I say no problem and no and no calf wamo a water etim etofem na urem dia say and as say no esi etie na Kwame obe we hen control wo hono mame na fatoto so na afei bibia no enye fine e wo nti o join live on Facebook onia 95.1 o join on Facebook ya beje bre na fe yetim atwe na yakan aye enkomani nyina etim et about na ehyasia ebra calf decide say ababa we friend no aye Chislin omo betim atwe na ene omodi abasebodi edi amano say open calf women's footballer of the year eno na ababa wano wetim atwe na fe wetabri edi asi aye nesira so Shiben Chislin Shabak wano ena etimi ewini Morocco ena baywa no wetimi efri yebeto so akọ aye the next one the next one no etu e dey peso na fe ya yebo ni tew beba cho CAF men's player of the year enra ekọ edema Achraf Hakimi wano esekan edema Morocco ena fe Paris Saint-Germain the first Moroccan CAF player of the year wetim atwe aje in the last 20 years and also ewon komano sa NSC ATM woto aso ewrem ewo the next awardia and also mo award ni bia Morocco energy national team of the year Morocco womo under 20 team no wono energy national team of the year womo koje under 20 World Cup no team 24 ahwe area basobodi ekase pa ana etim ahwe area pem omokomachi sa so ana okọ the next one no so a ebacho eyadia uremu ewo young player of the year Utmani onusia kan erema Morocco era fe Watford waka Morocco under 20 team no wamo ana impenifo 18 ehwe eboni di as a CAF men's young player of the year ebacho uko Pyramid wano ana yetumi yebo mudin as CAF club of the year CAF club of the year na Pyramid no wamo etim ehwe bo modern pa ejije confederation omo je the CAF Super Cup no je Champions League no and omo je niam bebre no etim ehwe e de eka ho enti club of the year eko edema Bobokua ye from Pyramid omo ewo Egypt league ni mo then of course ye bo wure mu ewo other award no Interclub player of the year Eko Edema Fritzen or FDR Congo or an perform Edisa Abasobody no and so etimi ehwe na Edema mo na the golden hat trick ababa wa your friend no Shiamaka ina dozie wano ena enei women's player of the year Shiamaka ina dozie waje atwaso miensa enti ebano golden gloves na ababa wa ni team ede Shiamaka ina dozie wono or Nigeria wono na mpirifo ede golden gloves no the best goalkeeper women's best goalkeeper no yetim ede ama no men's best goalkeeper eko edema Yashin Bono of Morocco wono na mpirifo ede sa abasobode no etim ehwe na ene omutimi ede ema no eti so far we do any chirem ewa CAF awards na say ena ebi enso etimi ehwe na etimi ekokọ ya anope ye hwe na fe ye de emu enkoma nso etimi ede asomo eti so far so very good CAF awards no akoye pa Nigeria wamo energy women's national team of the year Nigeria energy women's national team of the year enti Nigeria for no anago omabo momodin pa enso ewo honom so ena doa one also team women's young player of the year and also echo edema doa and also yedo emu enkomo no so yetim edi ehwe
na ene yetim edama mo ya na ma release super no e wa se honom se de be ya dino ebetime nya nyina na yede ama yene T4 so ewo eye onua 95.1 FM so yemfa kafa what no emfa ensia na oyasem ne de be yiru na Kwame bre be we wo machine no ebra woni e bo fie ha o me mo machine na ye niama eni se niama o machine ye ne de enkonkan kra enkonkan Jantua so na fe yewrum ewo other major stories emeki headlines no ewo enkafo eye enkroso na okopiem ewo honom dia say ena enhyehyɛ no ebacho esi etie na eyadia Tibu Kotoa worusi akan edema Real Madrid boboko no na aropa Tibu Kotoa se yenkama obi ante se eyadia Kylian Mbappe Lotten Samne last season or joining Real Madrid no Umisa Brentani po no more thing our Real Madrid edge top scorer of the La Liga ni ade nyina nanso hesia de ekamia isa Brentani no the winning mentality Kylian Mbappe the winning mentality ai ne what to pick you Madrid no ade ampa ekwene nimpa na okamo bia te se Kylian Mbappe no Brentani no a true leader ewo Real Madrid bobo korumo eno no enkoma Abranchane tin ede Tibu Kotoa wetim ahwe na ede wode atudwa woni the cup Kruwan Krata no ede tim atwa yedin komo Yanko Inter Milan na Manuel Akanji were Manchester City player era Obolon ewa internationally Milan na Manuel Akanji akasa wode atudwa se eyadia Obolon ewa Inter Milan de na Kwame Manuel Akanji o mesraw focus na Kwame beka twa se focus me ba chotie Eyadia openia ni team ene Manuel Akanji ena no pay wari atudwa se watetete nkonfa kekeka se Inter no afade amano po na opo Inter no ekwe mu pa abantende atudwa se osere Interfo ebeya anka ni loan deal no omo make it permanent at the end of the season esan se ono nani age ever since ofri Manchester City enani chemo Italy obeti akadema Inter Milan no eyade aniema ekoye etim edema no nti ono do hwe ni mo se season no ebe na wie ye na ni loan deal no ebe na wie ya Inter Milan omobetim ahwe na ene o make deal no eye permanent na abrantia no 15 million euros any buy option a share the contract no mo se Inter epeso omo efa no eme ne be sia kan edema omo a 50 million euros era omo betua edema Manchester City Opinion din Lionel Andrea Messi kuchichini Kamnu Mafia ba to abrantie wari nsema woto de atutwa na abeka ye nche na abrantie na ichire mu e Spotify Kamnu ye ka Messi asem enye Gabriel Messi na opinion de atutwa Lionel Messi de atutwa se ade anei na nka ye ne da so ene ne bibia so no Lionel Andrea Messi wabetena boboku ane de FC Barcelona ama ne career no aba na wiye nanso ensema sisi ya no na waso no Lionel Messi etu free Barcelona na eka wa Barca fo nyesika kra no de twa players ka ejire so no Lionel Andrea Messi ekutitini Kamnu Mafia e wo se ne o free bobo kwa din e de Barcelona no de ni echirem e wo Inter anasa Paris Saint-Germain na okosi akan enso e wo hodom na me no ka se de abrantie no wobutu eye Major League Soccer no mu Inter Miami ho na Lionel Messi wotimi ejini juma abrantere de atutwa ose Barca no still na komem ne bushia fie enti sa kwanya bi kraba na se osan se okobasa ono Lionel Messi obesan akọ yewrum ewo goalkeeper Vicente Guetta woro goalkeeper wosi akan Edema Palma na urum ewo eye bobokuo no mu a reporter ebane se the Spanish goalkeeper no ene mpelifo etoto niema se Vicente Guetta no obetim ahwe no nani akyerem ewo eye boboku a ye from Palma no betia kan Edema mo aranta no free agent at this moment na Zion Suzuki one ye goalkeeper reporter ebane se 3 to 4 months ontimi enhwe ensia kan enfema boboku ne de Palma na Zion Suzuki no we Ghana ni ero sia kan ma Japan na report about say Palma Fueni Abre say Spanish goalkeeper Vicente Guetta ombefa no amana ba besia kan etimi edi amamo na sasia no woko Arsenal a esi ayawra hosem papa ayawra hosem defend your friend Gabriel Melgahis bacho eda Brazil wamobobo mo game against Senegal no ena Gabriel Melgahis woko praye na Brenton de ni atrem el Arsenal back report eba ni say ansha for the next 2 months Gabriel Melgahis went to Siakan and Fema Arsenal Bobo Kuno enti komo kakra efi Arsenal o maso ye no na wo free Gabriel Melgahis no na wo ko Eda Militao the bato no so Siakan e ma Brazil national team no era for Real Madrid the bato branch no so wakwa akopra na yese wenya muscle abductor injury Gabriel Eda Militao no wenya muscle adductor injury and you see about 2 weeks ontimi Siakan enfema Real Madrid bobo ko no tiara wosema ebe pia Arsenal ene Real Madrid enso no yanko Chelsea ne yanko wien komoro ho na oko Chelsea goalkeeper Philip Jorgensen openi wose esi ade ne ni abere pa so no World Cup no opesi okobi wo ye Danish goalkeeper na wo Chelsea no go no nya bi na chise bia ye bobo nkola cup bi na wetime nya bia dem Abranta Philip Jorgensen what they atudwa say baby edru no woni Chelsea for din kobo say January Chelsea for mama na kwan na wakope baby na ono so akobo ne ho adwa ewo ho akwanya no eba na bibia tume tutuma ono Philip Jorgensen obetima akọ don't forget say playoffs on Denmark ebetimi akọ na omakọ akọbọ eye playoff no ene nkọma eno so eforum eba ena no pay yetim so na yede ama yene tiefo nana Kwame ma de ehunhwe na munyema ye na I say freezy we ma ha na enye we anapa ma men come for the luckiest machine ankasa na I say aye na enye we kra okay enye we kra the luckiest me ba to season 3 na ba esi an the whole Ghana baby boys enye sika de egu omu botom no the luckiest obetuma mo restart no na enye hwe stories in the crown to me na aye the luckiest was men kan cho se sia no luck no ede na wiem enti se wo pese onye sika gu botom na bibia koyi ede ma wo de the luckiest ena e wo se wo du hu jim and also about dial star 712 hash na was selected option your options mienu your option 1 and no select option 1 na e che say auto ticket tie auto ticket e da ma wo ho o select option 2 na e che say auto ticket ne bi e da ma obi now Adiama the luckiest aye deni say oko www.theluckiestafrica.com obetima register ho no type on a community he say omu community nkofo bebre na place omu die tum enti community bia bukakotom bia no ene eho akade a ewo honom enti the luckiest say sa obeta afi yanko December ya wo ye lucky na wo nye sika gu botomu a o dial 712 hash na wa select or lucky numbers. O select option 1 a ticket for yourself. Obeto ticket na ama ho by selecting your lucky number. System no subeti generate or lucky number and I will take it at the amount. Na with the wo momo pin no wabo amount a opese uditwa na wabo momo pin no etimi e de ape so. Wo ye a bepacho tie nkomo ya mini udi. Obetime di times 100, obetime di times 500, obetime di times 1000. Ni nyina no the luckiest so na wobenya. Enti dial star 712 hash na the luckiest jumedie no fa ho ensu etim ejim restart no direct direct dum no so na bibia so enko enfema wonsesi so street na enyeye janto so na me fa nrum e wa dental clinic dental clinic ebacho wanum ɛno ɛna kyerɛw sɛ ampa wo yɛ bɛrima ɔbaa wopia abɔnten na wontumi nsere woma nkɔfoɔ ɛntumi mfiliwa patwɛ problem kɛseɛ paa ɛna ɛde ma wo ɛno nti na me se Gentleman dental clinic aba ɛde ama wo na so far deɛ so wei ne ma me so far deɛ Gentleman ɛse ɔmo yɛ scaling ɛne polishing ìbàtsɔ sɛ ɔpɛ sɛ yɛhyɛ ɔsi no ɛyɛ crown whether gold crown anaasɛ silver crown ɛna ɔpa Gentleman si ɔmbɛyɛ ama wo ìbàtsɔ canal treatment sɛ ɔsi ase efi ni adeɛ wɔ hɔ Gentleman say obetumi ahwɛ aboa wo na otutu ase nyinaa ɛde ama wo ìbàtsɔ Gentleman si sɛbi wɔsi ntumi nkɔ onim na yɛfrɛ no sebo glass wɔ sɛdeɛ no ayi sɛ wo de wotu enum a osini pia abɔnten problem Gentleman say kɔ na omutumi emboa na Ghana ne nkrobeta no ɛdɔso takrade yɛ pipe no traffic light okɔ a obehu Gentleman ɛwɔ hɔ nungwa ɛna afei ɛyɛ atomic down ɛwɔ nkran Brefo junction ɛwɔ Kumasi ne nyinaa Gentleman dental clinic wɔn ɛwɔ hɔ nom okɔ a wɔn betimi aboa wo ɛma bibia so akɔyie ɛde ama wo Kompu Ghana Limited wɔn ɛde cashback sales festival ɛde aba Kompu Ghana say esi adeɛ time to make money whilst you spend enti sɛ wodi wani kyerɛm ɛwɔ Kompu Ghana this November ekosi December no akwanya ɛwɔ hɔ ɛde ma wo sɛ wotɔ nneɛma bi free Techno Dell Infinix Lenovo HP TCL LG Samsung ewo any Kompu Ghana showroom nationwide no ubenya instant discount yabesa ma cashback sika na wodi tua no yebetima ma sika ne bi ama wasan asan de ato ade foforo yewo eye anyema akadia yebetim de achaw se bia yebetima chaw eye free health screening yebetima chaw free mobile phones yebetima chaw free laptops yebetima chaw free TV ni nyina no eye Kompu Ghana Limited ena omo eye from now to December but tamusika ko Kompu Ghana so ye na ko kwaje omo eniema ne bi omo showroom no doso e wo Ghana ha friend 0302 772 752 020 0302 752 020 ana 0243 143 143 na woni Kompu Ghana Limited entimi ending komo yawram ewa Ghana Black Stars esiade eyade FIFA latest FIFA Coca-Cola rankings no etimi adropi eno Ghana ya frosoro baako na yada 73rd in the world esiade ababeto so 72nd in the world obi be catch 72th but you 72th 72nd entisia Ghana you movie one step ahead of the official draw for the FIFA World Cup and so and come on and so and no na Ghana Eco World Cup no and come bebre and penifo ADA and the Minister of Sports and Recreation Opening Kofi Adams was setting up a committee na committee Kofi Adams asset no anodin papa menka emfa and nadao Kofi Adams has set up a committee now we inter-ministerial technical working committee measure Ghana your participation in the 2026 FIFA World Cup ever Canada Mexico and for US you know a team actually etimi abaso na enra eropenino wotimi inaugurate the committee no na owe membership of the committee and the state ministers more sports and recreation foreign affairs ministry finance ministry, interior, trade and industry, tourism, culture, and for creative art, youth development, and for empowerment, and for Ghana Football Association, together with the private sector. I'm going to form the committee. Emma Kofi Adams, it's inaugurated here. Now, I say, woman collective duty, no, and say, I'm ensure Ghana see a position here. We ye a bra, yedi any chilum about the FIFA World Cup. Now, a bra penino, set up the committee, no. And on Central for when we ebisa say Kofi Adams ye call World Cup edian and na committee no ebetima yo se the committee ne dwuma ne se omo betimi ama eye fans no a better World Cup experience. Yentie Kofi Eddie Adams.
What you are about to...
Okay, come here, sir, and no, Ebuakim, come here, sir, Nene Buakim, Arape, na, auntie, okay, it's Kofi Adams, Nene, I mean, say, met me assign Eddie Amamubimo.
Give our fans a joy to be in these 3 countries that host the competition. This is happening for the first time. Previous World Cups that we have participated in have been single nation hosting. This is the first time 3 nations are going to be hosting, and it looks like FIFA is adapting that rule now, because the 2030 and then 2034 is also adapting the same line. So you have Morocco, you have I think Portugal, and then Spain also going to host the 2032 already. So they are beginning to adapt a number of nations doing it. So maybe, who knows, the next one will be Ghana, Nigeria, and then Cote d'Ivoire coming together to also host the World Cup, and it will be good.
Way and come on, Kofi Eddie Adams, 82 Josh, and so Enra. One outstanding game of the Ghana Premier League, ultimate of FM, Ewa Kumasi Babaya Rasport Stadium. Kumasi Asante Kotoko, Omo any young apostles and a boy. You made anybody way, you know. Na Kotoko, Ashem Yenu, Emma young apostles. Omo Atikano Baku, Hube Joe, and Afisamba Winel. And a share Kotoko goes on Ritual of Poku. And I say, one NT, a Kanu Baku, Etime Edema young apostles. You made anybody way, you know. Head coach Edema Sante Kotoko. Opinion day, Eddie Abdul Karim Zito. Okasai, Edifa, Aye, and Renton Wina, Omunyae.
In terms of the play, what I was expecting was what happened at the end of the game. That is, we winning. As to the number of goals, I don't care. All what I care for was to win at the end of the 90 minutes or 90 plus, and it happened. But aside that, the goal they equalize was a little bit defensive error. It was stoppable, and it's painful when you had a goal. We have stoppable goals that you can stop, and then we have workable goals that you can stop. And when you look at the goal scored against us, it was a stoppable goal. So I was sad. I wasn't happy about it. But at the end of the day, we kept on fighting. So here, I would say wanting to win was the power of how we were able to end up by beating them 2-1.
Way and Sama Karim Zito 82 job. Susie Taylor, a player at the Mediama. Now, around 10 by season, there's a name of Koyepa at the Mano. Watch him in Tia, who decided to teach people now by Mediama and Obebo.
Yeah, but not feeling near Sunko because the Ghana Asia Mediama account. One of big clubs, you know. It's like when your opportunity to join that feeling strong. Energy in there, like maybe I sit down come I'm former coach coach them African talent. And I me say like as a midfielder we have to be box to box midfielder. Anytime we are with Japan, so we team give you best. This our mentality no me trim. Anytime we are with Japan, we should be like making sure say we give me best. Say my bread like. My break me force to 90 minutes.
Way and then come out Fuzi Taylor at the 2 job. Your face serious sorry, Yamia to me. What never say Betanasi. Nemum Shannon say weekend the Ghana Premier League, you know, Memum actually dear. Young lady call a Bayview Arena, Bayview Lounge. And ye quaco unto me shame. Oh, sorry, I feel I could be a Bayview, I want to hear what you need. Only a throwback party. I am performing live and colored. I am performing. Also, many Samini wanyom, many Kofinti wanyom, many a year Oforian Ponsa. It do all for you, the man. Many wanyom. All the broken heart songs of Franponsa boy be anamika home. And Tinyamia Duma, Echena, ye performing a war Bayview, Atomic Junction. Ufa will left, who free a year, your friend say, Legon, Madina, who do atomic runabout her, far right and atomic down, before left, so Oko Hacho. What's that? A year more now, we left the first junction on your first turn on your left. We say, Bayview, Eso, away, come on. 2,000 Ghana cedis, beto seat in B. Oh, a year 4,000 Ghana cedis, beto seat in B. Oh, 5,500, beto seat in B. Oh, 10,000, beto seat in B. Nameya Duma, Ochina, Enyumre, Ena, Jumedino, Basso. Weekend D, the beer ever bosupa, Bayview Village. And a year quatina. My catcher that say, may perform me live. Sammy in your money, she no ma petition. Apio dear hair, apio dear yanche. Open so I say, Nejaya petition. And fam mumu. Yes, how? Say, you know, meaning the inspiration behind the song. And see, so person we hear that inspiration behind the song now. Bra, na yanchilum, and I want to say. For example, so tall again. I be a down for back on no G paper or the money get. Now again, at Tibiamano. Today, we told about you told again. You know, for example, sir, Eric Boss, I know. Cofinti, Tama Susano, on your girl be a friend of Rakia. And talk about Rakia, catch your own mammy, sir. None of my Rakia, my non Tiasia, my near friend Antimeli. You could talk watching a friend say, towards Avi. Sir, na Cofinti, at the ball Rakiano. Nti Yamia Domoa, Wachina, Bayview Village, performances. Hey, last year, we said DJ Kobo, me jam tracks on left, right, center. This time, I'm there. The year be Biaso Akoye. Bebacho, Franco Trading, were a leading mobile phone and accessories, electronics retail outlet, our Ghana ha. Se Ope Nokia, Ope Samsung, Ope iPhones, Ope smart TVs, Franco air conditioners. Open chest freezers and refrigerators, open washing machines. Ninano, about told when each them, Franco, for Kwame Appiah Kubi, Franco trading that when Sabekabi, Nabi Biaso Akoye, at the amount. About Franco see and can't just say, I'm the CCTV cameras are bar, and they will be your monitors are papa, ebet him abwao, and Mabi Biaso Akoye at the amount. Ninano, Franco Trading Enterprise. That's a brown master yet, not Branabejo would dear. When out per day, we'll call officer. Franco say, bra showroom no Dawson from numbers way 0246 422338 0246 422338 and after 0555 939311 0555 939311 0302 225651 and as I downloaded the Franco app no now also a year to Nyama our Franco Trading Enterprise. One more a year website any app no eso. Young fancy and sorry for Kwame Appiah, the head of station on Yaa 95.1 waba be beard than aquam. O de mama sorry na me ko ka sene me nyasem.
So adie siesika na rini car ane compute Ghana cashback season na san bebiem we dey esni sales and the san discount bia eye cashback sales festival woni ediga che emre na so se ye beche wade so IT ho niema mobile phones and home appliances e wo compute Ghana showroom e wo Ghana fan nyina nenya discount cashback and surprise gifts amunumu wa na dey den say wo invoice no e ma wakwanya e ma wotumi di draw ni mu prensa e ho e na betumi edi bibi to say TV, laptops, phones, sika, and our face wa chadi ekase. Ebusia a brand new SUV. Way enye dwedie keke o. Eya fashion kasa. Efi October ekosi December. Dija siesika nenya ndiama kese. Boru Compute Ghana showroom bia. Ubetimi shop online at www.computghana.com. Frey 0302 752020. Sajumedi Enele and the Caritas Lottery platform on Sashasi.
Luck is everywhere for everyone.
Happy birthday, Mentinka Kekeo, Miniman Kasa. If you say the luckiest season 3 Asayaba.
Afi mami chewa kwanya obefa so nye wo ticket but star 712 hash na di ehye no so to wo ticket ana se ko internet no so na bo theluckiestafrica.com se bia me community ticket no so na you lucky number
Ubetumi so ama system na bia ma chere ahia wo pese wutua every 1 Ghana cedi posi 5,000 Ghana cedis. Ubetumi mpo ato ticket no ama obi foforo ye obi hero wo pese wutua enye den kra sa wo Ghana for mobile money tua na sa wo amano ne dia for bank card tua
ticket baako ebo sika no ho empay ahanu 500 times we ye masa ye pe there will community de benyanso betimi aye emoho edu 10 times
inti yen kambom na yen nya lucky na luck bebia shawo ho so enye ma wona wondi infiedu watching luckiest jumedie yi enele imrata echire wo Caritas lottery platform no so
Maya ready ada on 95.1 Yasama ya homere subio. That's right, this time around you will go way back into time. DJ Mama scratching back home to be mentioned. Get your dancing shoes ready. Power shut up, Papabi. Your Afro hairstyle, no. Se galanti bi na benyo. Se bass bi na be show. Get ready for this action on your throwback party. Ebaso 21st November 2025. Ewa Atomic Junction, Bayview Village, Wana. On your throwback party, a big, a mega, it's coming live. But this time around, DJ, who may say, artists on the bill, Samini, Kofinti, Ophoria Ponsa, Kaisa tickets here, 200 Ghana cedis. Opa tickets, and also person G table. I would do Asia. Dial star 928 star 12 star 2 hash. Anna, any other enquiries in Chechemubio Yebiano, friend 0243 868184. Anna 0546 063747. Nabuku for VVIP table. Granny and Kakaya on your throwback party. Say kutu. Say back to the left and right. Let me see your hand. Move to the left and right. Move to the left and right. One, two.
China, I don't do me idea. Oh, be at a baby.
Uli sekeni woye.
I tell my men once again, 41 minutes after 8.
Uli sekeni woye.
Kwame again.
Speaker.
Yes, sir.
The only speaker on radio.
Are you ready for tomorrow?
Yeah.
Are you ready? Here we go. 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 But your dial star 928 star 12 star 2 hash. Star 928 star 12 star 2 hash. But your phone on a boss short code yes is here. Maybe check what you mean. Here we go. 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 But your message dial is star 28 star 12 star 2 hash. Star 928 star 12 star 2 hash. But your wabo there to take it for China with their throwback party. Ebe happen live. It will be Bayview Village. Ebe stormy ho brutal. Kwame. Ready? I don't permit gentlemen tickets. And they last day, last but two. I say, Pacho, we are corporate entity that would hear me. fan clubs are much minano. Yenshia ewo Bayview Village, Ochina. Only a throwback party, Samini, some beer. For Ramponsa, it's on the side, Kofinchi, Eba. 95.1. I say, Medas, a minute speaker now, and Komobi or why, as a mini winning, no, Eddie, set ye Casino. Within this week, Free Juada, ABC, and Yawa Day. Nana Kwame Jan. So Utofuala, Ubon says a pigeon mukakra, na tiaba, na sa pigeon mukakra, na asan tiaba. In fact, as I attend Brana joke, 12 a.m. I don't pay you cry. Baby, I'm a koto media na 11.50. 11 cedis, 50 pesos. Okay? Baby, so honoma, obekono na 11 cedis 59 pesos. One more almost so when you hono echo 12 cedis near there. Don't come many. I don't know what the dada is when the papa. Who no we presume say ni nyina papa. But companies a BDA bo e wo form. Obi mo nso de e wo soro. But the question is that you were a deregulated market and then you deregulation a year juma and the price build up component a wohonoma you did levies any taxes and the atoto petrol no so no at any point in time be no petrol need to be cost it be buffer say yeah kasa first and nanka buying to the friend subsidies on fuel prices they say I buy into yes and a free market economy na aya na obobo stations ni bia na akwese wo ya advert dia mom but obi mo nso de wo from pa and ocho ho na hwe obotuma at any point in time company ofri say
omodi ani okay
no because markup margin the markings are you tear on markups ni ade ni nyina you tear ne pe and papa but all the same no doc and the betche Dr. Rivers in upon a chief executive at the Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies and pay me no any encomo now in this sector no we need to understand clearly near my a play out. Doc, good morning and pom to saying
I'm now good morning now so
Roma menso me ho ye pa
yes good to see you again
good to see you too. I'm happy to see you. Medimza no pay our bay no and common na ye be clear the free ho.
Sure.
Mo sector ni mo te saying
nyamiadom bibia ye okay. Ye guswa ye pemso.
Okay.
Be ma Ghana fo nyina ensan ka fu o amani mu nyina and at a very affordable price. Okay. No kind no correct. The market is deregulated and now Mr. Speaker say ye crash buying ajaituya na Kwame say ayesa buying ajaituya the industry is growing so okay yeah half year report now we say the supply volumes now has increased by 17%,
okay,
which is the highest
the half year report by the ministry
and by the COMAC, by the Chamber of Oil
Companies. Okay.
I think they published it 2 months ago. So,
my main report in that I don't remember who near me.
Yeah, of course. The industry in the grow. We still have a lot of future as far as Africa is concerned. So here we are saying manonina. I'm for be energy transition.
Okay.
We are saying no person almost free diesel and petrol no fuel as a source of vehicle transportation. But you realize that the narrative in Africa is different, and Ghana is also not different from whatever we've seen across Africa. And what kind of pricing? We have three main components. Like I always say in the price build up. Yeah. That's the SREF, which we get from the BDCs, obviously made up of the landing cost, and also there are also their margins that they put on, and that's what the OMCs that my members will go and buy from the BDCs, and I can say taxes, levies, and so where is here the current regime window SREF no. It holds about 70% of the price per liter.
Okay.
Then about 24% 25% of the price build-up goes to the taxes, levies, and charges. That goes to the regulators and all the support service that we have.
Okay.
So you're going to look at the fact that we have only 4 to 5% that goes to the OMCs and LPGMCs directly. And I can say deregulated and kasa.
Okay.
And you can me first name back on name mostly fixed. Because SRF the cover by an autumn. What the window is saying, and over use. But the OMC is no control over. Omono with my control here, margin 4 to 5%. No, and then be better on the so. Sembia omaton ebisuna be maintaining and I've realized that that's one of the major factors fango born or a different.
Okay.
And that factor so baby auto for free. That's what I say
BDC crowd
BDC free because you can say you use a range to do the pricing. And so here by weekly reports now about the price outlook now say you give a range. We say you can say diesel to me I increase from 1.5% to 3.8%.
Okay.
Petrol bitumen increasing from 1 to 3.5%. Now LPG increasing from 1.3% to 3.5%.
Okay.
Now even how you do your market. Oko fa creditor, obuonko, oye cash and carrier, obuonko from the BDC.
Okay.
What you say, Tenina play a very strong role in the determination of the pricing.
Okay.
But as far as so good, no, the industry looks good. But my Mboko say, a possible say next window, no, even though the city appreciated no very well, and then this big increase, even though crude oil prices went up, the diesel and the plats for diesel and the petrol also went up.
Okay.
But a year going forward, no, because of winter, you have to be cooling and heating system. With summertime, no, obia in home whether you okay.
Okay, yeah.
But so by winter now, they home for many years. They say a year Europe and America, no, they need a lot of fuel to heat their homes. They might diesel for demand for diesel cost. And I say to America, this another sanction. I go to Russia, fango no so no. Ukraine for so bombo Russia for you. 80 possible say next window price because
I see.
Possible.
I see. Yeah. Interesting. But my ancient common as you say now what price build up no ABSO. But first of all, ma yeni can fa Mojuma mo ye as oil marketing companies. And the BDCs are a crafang no edeba. Mojuma no moye ne saying in terms of regulation, BDC no or crafang no edeba, a boa hin or ton ede mamo. Then we can have a proper, conversation in perspective, so that you be say okay, monso modi na mo ye no, I had a free bar. Even though there was some of the marketing companies are more crowd more crude, right? Okay.
Or marketing company
okay, it's BDC. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's take it from that perspective.
Yeah. So the entire value chain, no, senior can say, you have to be IOTC. That's International Oil Trading Company. And any BP, Trafigura, Tubate, Vitol, Edibebre, Sahara. Omono ye traders amode fango ebagana.
Yeah.
But if it will be landing price no ye sell ton CIF no just say fango no adding ebeba or pot.
Yeah.
So ton no sell ona o vessel wakofa aba.
Okay.
Ni na ho. But landing price no ye e ka bi a boy for logistics, insurance, freight. Bibia any year fan one ankasano ne bono e can boom na landing price.
Okay.
Etia no na a year BDC no sky then obetuama IOTC na mekae no. That's the trader or the trading arm of the value chain. Now BDC for no the on margin then atoso.
Okay.
Na ya to a free BDC no and then SRF no. So that's the main component of our pump price build up. Your friend F reference say, "Oh, trader no, retailer no, walk or 12 free BDC ho at this price." every chair say if it be premium. Say wakoto fango nabano. BP or more premium. And a premium also is based on a lot of factors.
Okay.
Your credit wealthy. How utuya usikama trader no. So all the can be bra. Let's say you're highly risk. You can be red, yellow, or green.
Yeah.
Exactly. So based on the level of risk you are, no, your premium can go up.
Okay.
If it be spot purchase, if it be future sales in the trading aspect of the oil and gas industry, Nina comes with different premiums. It's not BDC BR boy a different no. And again, it's deregulated, which is good. And I really support that statement you made. Ama a bino what because so here Kofodo Brepa na every year budget support support yes. And I say be na OMS na and akoto. Now hwema OMS is in the tuya taxes and levies no. And yeah BDC. Eti auto filling station taxes, energy levy, all of them. Retailer and better so. And so all the imagine these are the 3 steps of the major pricing region that we have.
Now, how does the exchange rate play a role? Now I'm asking this because many say BDC is a credible. Or more credible the value of the exchange commodity. I mean, have an impact on almost a bomb beton at the amamo. Likewise, someone more kotoa. I know some Muslim more the seed in the yes, and Timo kotoa clearly as someone making some profits near there. How does the exchange rate, I mean, play in terms of mujumedia modino, and then how does it impact more pricing?
Good. And you know, a determined price per the wabosui, a exchange rate, and how much the international benchmark price are looking
at. Okay.
And you know, anyway, very important because in PMP, a taxes levies a constant.
A constant.
But it will say our outlook analyze these 2 components. Because say fango bo cost. It's not like a cost change they call you.
Exactly.
But because the CD no appreciate against the USD and a buffer and kakra.
Okay.
A money buffer. Enti the centi what or there or dollar but overturn the CDs.
Yes.
So I saw multiply by the exchange rate. Neither auditor. Let's just say how our overturn dollar very important. It's now here from February, I think February and the second window of February, we see I think middle of June. You enjoy a fuel price buff decrease for a long time because the CD was appreciating per every window.
Okay.
Whilst the international benchmark prices were a bit stable. Availability of the dollar is also very important. It can be low, a bit of form, but not anyhow.
Okay.
But BOG.
Okay, rate a bit me our form, but not dollar.
It can bring a bit of the bona and cost because black market
demand. Yes.
Demand and supply. But that's all. $80 there here pa. In PMP, reporting back say the CD appreciated by 1.5%. Now fuel price increased by let's say 5%. But now appreciating abafano. But so now cost there and
so what it means is that say CD no ahwodin was sure a boa mojumedie simply because it have an impact on a boa yene astimum for yebeto fuel no with the filling stations, right? Yes. And for about a period now, you find it's about 10 months near currency near a bit more stabilized, and on a who price are you
correct.
Okay. So what it means is that even when the world market price per window no air co up kakrano, at least more some level of respite. And maybe more the price in the bejinano, you are still able to make more margins more person will make it as companies.
I hope so.
you hope so? No,
competition there.
No, president.
No, chief. The competition is at another level. There's something we call the mystery shopping.
Okay.
At the chamber. So
What last 2 weeks, me call Central Region, Kuchina Sinfosu, Yamransa, Winneba, towards Takrade, that boundary.
Okay.
And it's a nationwide initiative, Chimba Night and Alpha. Oko ground the competition is very, very high
among the
players.
Companies.
Yes.
Yes, companies need doors.
Anna stations Anna have been buying a doors.
Stations need been buying.
Because station back was 1 week now on tour. The whole week on tour.
On tour.
Oh, behind a tour.
That means the boss.
I mean,
no.
What did me up a crowd? No, be a
there we go. Because
there are a lot of preferences.
The point is that preferences is in the air. As we speak, majority of Ghanaians, I would say, does not have the real in-depth knowledge or skill to even be able to identify. So, okay, me tofu or no a free station A, and me tofu station B. Where the papa sing way. In fact, standards are NPA, the AMA companies it's supposed to be same. As I said, same standard. No, say companies are torn filling stations no ediso.
So there is a minimum level of quality.
Okay.
I also be bear with.
Okay.
And you have be quality test. I say NPA.
A call round.
Very often.
Okay.
I'm about to take sample. No matter test it. Say quality ni ye. They say otoma. In Pempi no say nye Pempi. Bra you won't say any peno any quality no.
Yeah.
I say local station no.
Okay.
Can be our own tomo bia. American poacher say when that's a quality no for man. I will say you evacuate. Is it ye when you free?
Full
now.
And what time you're training in every
now? Not for
I see.
Yes. 80
and just surprising because Nancy my monitor some filling station be a walla pass.
Okay.
Yes. Filling station be walla pass. Na omu be a chair cry. This year ya no mu be it's a brand new station. Omu operating for not more than 3 months. But as we speak, in the last 1 month, me fa obi a me see a close your down. They are not operating.
Okay. It could be quality issue.
So yes. So I asked myself because almost 30 and I thought a new company. That in my mind, that is what I thought. But also one more price, computation, or more price, was very high. And I was thinking, okay. When you say Ghana, so the higher your price, then people have the perception say, quality is good. But I mean, what would have happened as we speak? And Opay cry because they are not operating.
Okay.
Yes. And
nobody come watch number who company. No, my didn't because
okay. So
every time year, say a known company.
Okay.
A very known brander. Then it could be quality. But as a known brander, then it could be management issues.
I see.
Because in PMP, companies also close down because of disagreement between themselves. Yes, but say a known brander like
yeah.
No, I'm close down one. Then we need to investigate.
I see. I see. So the question now that may be answered away about Befo. You were saying say companies in the door so stations in the bobo home. Baby, or be 1 week in on ton there. Yes, but the question is that what will happen? Because for me, I know the brand that I always want to go for. Debbie so honest is meaning brand that I will go for. The reason is that as much as a consumer preference, na a perception, no, may the price in so shepa.
Yes.
At most instances, and at the end of the if say the person is within competitive range of pricing, at the end of the I mean, ultimately making sales.
And the marketing is stable.
Okay,
you know, say the beer over fuel, a war tank.
Okay,
because me can't pay people say, but when I'm so Tommy fuel, I'm back to Ghana. No, it's about 1 week no money fuel.
Oh, 1 week near supply.
Yes, I'm telling you.
But send the bus, I'll be losing customers.
Exactly. You know, that availability is very important.
Okay.
Anna about affordability and to play a significant role. What do I say? But when say you know, Ghana for and I say even across Africa, no. And yet the old towns and the old town of Crampo, customer service should play very significant role.
Important role, yeah.
Okay, I'm ransom. Papa video say every last Friday piano or breakfast. Emma or Mombato
full or whatever. That's very great.
Yes, just to also attract customers. The competition is also bringing a lot of interventions, initiatives that are members attract members. Customers. Regardless, so I think we are in discussion with MPA.
Okay.
Now, no, because say you say, sit down we now say old bachelor nipa 5 a day. Now say 2 years time nipa 20 ne woman. Now BA dynama. Send them a show demo. What else here? I think the number no we need to look at it.
The number of companies.
No OMCs. Today you're talking about more than 245 oil marketing companies in LPGM.
245.
Yes. Plus.
Okay.
And I'm
trimming it down and
we need to look at the number. I don't say there's no regulation to say men capi and I say men so. Bloomberg Besrami and chair this year from London office. Discussion be. Now me a presentation I'm sure we have 245 oil marketing LPG marketing companies in Ghana. Africa in Ghana I'm the Ghana nkwa. Na Ghana do say Nigeria crowd
but say a free market economy. We are talking about business.
It brings some level of competition and healthy for you and I.
At the end here.
And say mama obi go ton su amount because also break even. And then mo be kerosene and I say twem first na and obi be free be ton amount no. What you say? And then I can say there are issues that you are addressing. MPA was competition.
But some years what it means is that you are not being fair with the average consumer. Because to me, as an average consumer, I'm always looking at my best satisfaction and the value for money. I feel say in a free market economy, say competition if you me as a consumer.
It's not always.
It's not always.
No, article you published recently. The level of risk high competition brings because buga obia market market no be.
But don't him say Ghana and say in almost every sector sanity radio station here what so I kasa no pay they say radio na bu bebre so we are where also no pay and cry hanko over 400 stations in one cry ha but it be irrelevant it be irrelevant it's in a competition how you put your game
if you go for cry kasa
exactly it is how you put your game together and adok.
Wow, Obikuta OMC license.
Yes.
Let me give you this scenario. Not the whole year unlifted.
Okay.
It's all licensed. Oh dear.
On year Juma unlifted or
year header. Oh dear.
But the period needs to do I could renew.
So for me, what I'm preaching based on my experience outside is let's do merger and acquisition. Maybe I mean you want to main was so crack. But I would do station say, oh, young come home. Now, but some swan, Mama, oh dear.
No, but I wouldn't say dog. No,
the question is, be so that Land Cruiser.
I said, I don't need issue.
So the Land Cruiser.
Me na Land Cruiser.
What on?
Debbie, to be mommy, I met you. Dog, go and say diabolical.
I will try. Because we know Land Cruiser.
Dog, to be mommy, I met you.
Okay, right.
But the point is that, so, as the average Ghanaian business person, Obia per se, Yakase, men am ye business owner, no. So the influx of the companies, ebeba. Do you think say you drew baby, even though cap ne mai, but in terms of capital, what the year jumano, yenfa regulation bimra. Yenkasi okay. This is the capital requirement, wunya. To enter this particular sector. At every point in time, you must maintain same. Because we make your application and they demand for it.
Okay. Banks, financial statements, the directors, they'll do your check, due diligence on you, criminal records.
So are we saying that at every time
stations all the permits, fire service, EP, like you said. But now, today, with the regulation, it needs to be stringent.
And until I me feed that angle, neighbor, to say, Sasania, my way in an or are we saying, say, at the point a year renew or be license annually, all these measures, nipa no emiti the requirement, and san yet me renew because so to speak, say nipa no emiti the requirement, I feel say NPA should be able to flash it out. Say omiti requirement, good. Say omiti requirement nibi not to say the okay afimuni nyina on lifting oil onye adwuma bia but okra license na you need to be able to flush the person out. Then
and yenyan ho no and say jiri ka ho na ebia resin tia wajai operating na see hu na regulator with its power no betima ka say ene ma go and do merger and acquisition with somebody because oto na one hwe we could stations no ho anka betima ton bibi it are na only XYZ enko kambo na munye business na munche.
I see. Eti mene Dr. Rivers said no chief executive at the Ghana Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies. Doc, before I merger ni dey medim say a problem because of profit sharing. Nipa na beba no bebisa say equity ahe na me holdi ene dey keka aka ho nyina. Eho na ya na ntiase ne nya adwuma because you believe in sole proprietorship ni say me nko ami nya me profit na me nko ami ndi. And that is where we have the problem. But how do we move forward? Because again, we may take on natural may investigations be and very soon a member out. I know said there are oil marketing companies in this country. Women are registered by the NPA, yet they are operating.
Wow.
There are some companies like that. Yes.
The minimum
and he said mefa NPA published list. We be nim say we mu ye duly license. NPA a license you mo say so mu ye adwuma. I have the list. So I'm able to compare a company way on your license, but what year do my system name?
Okay.
And serious. Don't you have such report? Money because me as I speak to you now, I'm working on something like that.
Okay, fantastic. So the you who here were part of Volta, any central region, and me call
around
some year, you know. If it be reselling stations.
Okay.
First naka was a go for ewo, but we know omo koto free OMCs be ho. No, omo be good tank
no more
ton gallons.
Okay.
And then mahu many MPA edi ho komo. How do we regulate them?
Okay.
To make sure say omo fa being frank on toma amount for. Now we omo to use sanko for na fishing for no.
Okay.
Until okopuna no omo kotoba na omo so ebu no ton tot because ultimate cost station koton is a lot. It's what regulation do you have in place? But say obi a branded OMC or filling station only MP portals but odin any minyan hu bi.
Okay.
But the man who be so obi wo wa OMC lines by MPA on lifted on records.
Okay.
From any BDC,
okay,
and so Automobile,
okay,
and then a year the mahu. But say would you what if you own filling station? Now when the MP portal so they highly
okay. No, okay, when you come on,
my friend, na
you come on, and finally before you go, OMC is living so or what? Okay. Pumping machines, adjusting. I remember said last year, as I speak, me what 10-liter can be.
Yeah, Miss Movie.
Me will be me drew baby na me free say adia me to me top 500. This is where I say be do.
Yeah.
Na me to na no what me request it me trip here. There be me di can request wo there.
Yes.
But companies you need be our request on free so oh ye too no. What who said no was sisiu now request for can say o mungum ne measure say ade no bu ye no e pepepe go free say wo ye tu no enti e ba ne say na me amatwe me de ne de e aba eno no wan hwe ni ye a obekọ viral because I feel say wo sisi me likewise cars e ba ho abeto full on in and who see woman so and mention a mouse.
Yeah, no correct.
Last year, I say company can see about
so idea, yes, to say you call your rounds now, you check it.
Okay.
Ain't he say your call rounds are me staff no almost war 10 can be on come.
Okay.
My encounter company, I mean, I remember, me ba say on for motenita kam MPA, Tokwa.
Okay.
Sunyane.
Okay.
Tokwa also Onympie. But the regulation states that tenita can must be displayed.
Exactly.
I was say see okra. Into so course some of the stations I was say siwo. Unya kan ya obetwa. But we dey unya kan no wo phone of any boss. Hey papa we about also na Comac CEO. And so go say oh my doc man here. Oh yeah chief executive man here. Now yes so na say e phone me see obi sunyane me modi e koso kra or ton 11 liters.
I see.
Enti say bana say ye test here and yes say you test because we want to shame you.
Exactly.
Because me ba na be check wa na say ofoma the mechanic say men you suicide we ni bio. My GS and say my service company may services is here. Me recommend it and you try report to my your mother company. It's say you onua you try onua headquarters. Say your call station we no when you hu it mo check it and other safety concerns our report is very comprehensive.
Okay.
You better bro. But you call back you 1 week time you just small obi man call back. Man go check it. Still a sad year. Remember GSC have a lock your station or MP can come and lock your station.
Okay.
And we make sure that is done. I cannot lock your station, but I need to make sure that my members are doing the right thing.
Look, I'm grateful. And Komono there, but Ose.
How say Moko rounder? Much at fuel stations, no. Or more meet the MPA.
Yes, we check. Yeah.
But when you say MPA or unit BFN PPMS.
UPPF.
No, is it PPMS?
PPMS is an equality department.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I know say there's that department I'm so called.
I'm so around.
More compare with data no. As in fuel stations are meet requirements, you know, and as someone do regulations, you know. So just as you advise, say do this, do that. In the same PN, so you need to be on more
yes, correct.
Do you compare data?
Yeah, we compare data.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if it will be more stakeholder engagement committee, Comac, yeah, TISO, or MPA. Okay. So we discuss all these things that you compare.
Doc, in the nutshell, though, what we can say is that in the coming days, Windows, but because of exchange rate, maybe I'm bit major cost
and so when we want that. But yeah, from next window there, send a fango boy cost on me. This is the Kobe Naya Sana Aboy, yes, I dare.
See the name Konai.
Yes.
Exporters who say Konai and wow.
And the Minamaker. The maker no so
managing an economy radio
intricate
I see. Doc, and come on here then. I mean, him say we will do this again. And Anope, Mami na wase for your time. Mami for no so atina say. Na me name say Brano no. We'll have the opportunity to talk about some of these things. Na Ghana for
December be road show tin you be invite to na ye no ina yabo.
I'll be very grateful because you might dem name one here. Say Madani energy sector police.
What is it? You na yam why ho.
Doc, I'm grateful for your time. And I don't pay many a year Dr. Riverson upon Anna Eddie M. Como, one a year Chief Executive, the Chamber for Oil Marketing Companies. Mark Bachi.
Speaker. Mejo so.
Going by check your microphone. Ozay.
Upon wife,
Bedasi.
Only minute about wife.
Ebi ya kama dia.
Say politics na
aba maji.
Wa ya be ja be journalist duma no bi o.
Oh, e dey nje.
Na media general for.
Chale mo chire bi o.
For no mo level am kita kurumu Mr. Speaker.
Hey, my papa na ba mamu.
Ana ba no munti. Hey.
Chale.
Say bibi dey hu so.
Abani nyina na to you. Bibi wo ha me hu so. Hey.
Hello. Hey, Mr. Speaker. Me gura garage na me car park one me you and Mr. Speaker ma adwuma na no mo so waba na car no minim car o use na car no he so parking place na wo hono ba asesa
asesa parking place na back
asesa hey Mr. Speaker one na me say journalist adwuma yi
baby
ya be ja policy ya baby. Oh, Mrs. Me rather no more. Them now what they take whole level no na there me so Mrs. Speaker.
Ni panya sa.
Mrs. Speaker. Ya da nyame ase.
Abai want to say.
The way why she fit abai mu dey boko.
I say ko jawan. Oye minia na me penasem because a young man or born home one day. But diabolic bi wa me prima denye. They say o wa ban mu. Oye de ya as I said the oye
ya ban ya yumi
o wa ban mu
o physical discipline koso
ko yo wa ban mu o ya we so wa ban mu baby atede so de hoye nti no
as I say
e be bompa for promotion but before promotion be ba de so so ye
inshallah
I ma dog catching na me man akwa ba dog matching
speaker matching
kwamba cho check the mic ni wa me wa na empomboko de
nyame adom
me hu wache
hey sir
say no day am do betu no me frɛ wa o ma na
yeah be won say yeah were unforeseen circumstances beyond control and you know sa didn't esia not to won say yeah ho hwe anyaye
I see
but won say minimum mo producers no kasa say Monday na mantime amba no I'll make sure say my shame boss Thursday meba eno ne maba so ti ase
okay
nti UP4 no
UP
we walk the talk
I feel na monaije for mo nti
we walk the talk
as say mo mama na ye nti awa ha
we walk the talk
very well but that's it na Mark Mami shasi mfiri so na ye ni nkomo budget ho nkomo na ye de emu fani bi na me ne Dr. Riverson have a conversation no around the oil sector and the way near a play out. Mami Chio for 10 minutes.
Speaker Mami
Chio impression about Ghana's budget for 2026.
Mami Chio me na Mami no moshia ne etie for ne one year hwen ya ba fun tenten video so. Him say budget ba bontin debate kakra bi akoso. Yeah, the opposition, like I say, a budget are yentumi MT targets no. Muti omofa baby so I'm say just cosmetic. Well, me the na show mo performance. Ansana aban we ba na dollar rate na etisen. Na inflation etisen, yen GDP na etisen. You could also tell say aban by Obon Homodin in these few months. Which may stabilize the economy. No, I'm a city no, which may gain some level of strength. And a boy ready for. Unfortunately, when you go to the market, any team for the outlook are buying Edema no team for no simply because there are some individuals in the system. I say, the echo should be an their form. Last week, I interview I'm interview Abusu Kain Association for. They were very clear. Say there are lapses and loopholes in the system, and so if they go to buy products from outside Ghana, normal they buy. And then see a free market, no whatever profit I'm open, and then I'm the so. And I'm saying, say I will say to me, system be I bet check it out, so that people cannot, exceed their profit margins. Budget are bad on Sikano. Sikana Esso. Nina Juma Edaman Penyen so. And no mine baby I could drew near per se pen temna yɛtumi ɛfiri mu yɛbisa sɛ how do we fund the budget? This is a very critical question na yɛn ntɛm mu sɛ mekae tam afiri esi kyɛ sɛ ba yɛnhyɛ dan mu sa baabi a yɛbɛnya sika na fund ɛna aban nso anhyɛ dan nka nkyerɛ baabi a yɛbɛnya sika afund mostly ɔman na kwama a yɛbɔ no ɛfiri revenue a yɛ generate ne aba bɛsia kakra na yɛde aka ho ɛnya mpa next year 2027 things are going to be very tough, especially for aban. Things are going to be very, very tough. Next year, never start a service your debt.
Yeah,
very mature, and these are our challenges. I feel so. Aban actually, my young say, you bet to me. Abo your home ordina or man anka say sika yenyano. You to me the abo your home na. Yeah, uncle here say you bet quick German su bebree. And the global dynamics when it comes to economic funding have changed because of situations in United and Wakaku room. Or here Trump in America or more positions on funding and aiding, developing countries near there. More than, but the Ebusa say Ghana Revenue Authority, and more ban on the bois finance ministry. I know mine and Casa budget na the better bonds.
Or more no person more day.
Oh, speaker, loopholes in our system no more dorsum. Loopholes in our system no more a dorsum. And so I've said they should look out for alternative ways able to meet the taxes baby.
Okay, in terms of policy and that's the
yeah, in terms of reforms. And I see say I saw almost started young dinhujuma. Almost started dinhujuma. One more digja abe from fidie so. Empem bebrena escape if anything more tax obligations. Omuntia taxes. And so e-commerce. And I say matise so almost putting in some policy framework be a bit to me. I
say na e-levy wo ho no enti auto ade kra online auto ade online ese say utimi etua to kakra but abaya be e-levy afi ho
but say e-levy for no data necessary there's still data so you can still trace them but you see speaker yen taxes are yetua on man no as you targeting nipa kakra bi pe na wo mu etua o tia isu tua tax ye ma waketua o check it where you so I won't say tax a woman. No way here. What's a quite bonting cocotard and I answer tax a 1 year man or so. I believe, sir, those taxes now the tax segment for no young free. Now yen tax consumption. There are enough revenue bet me as a recoup and as a generate from the extractive mines. And then with the help of gold board. Gold are banyinara yet me a tracy. You dodo a echo you betumi adjust suppose hu so mfa so ene the accumulated taxes a we see enya port leakage doors wo ho ye tema port ya leakage doors en fata kra den kan so I believe say Dr. Sapon a GRA boss he has the expertise, he has the technical know-how and the ability to put his men together and come out with tax reforms a betumi aboa e metumi nyeska ama man no
Medase koyo bravo madam intio
Mr. Speaker
koyo
me jina kwanya iso
is it this you to nkwana show
na den chas from kuna say dia woye duma
koyo bini akojo say see you to nkwa
na say dia akoye dia suit ni ebe hye
omo clothing allowance ana
oh dabi ba dia akoye dia suit ni ebe hye
corporate affairs there no
dia akoye dia suit ni ebe hye ba bia ye kuku
obi amo disaster management they say boot ni ade na mo hye
oh dabi operations for so omo so mo ye
oh
me ta ko ba me ko a obo se me ko me ko a me se san obo se me ko
Rolex in so efe
me da say this big guy what the problem ma me se me ma hu pa prof ma hu ni nyina me den chat from kuma woni watiefo na ma chia prof ni me bra penny Mr. Speaker, answer number mbeba masam no so no.
Yeah.
We dey 1 minute to pay. Me dey cast some kakra bi. Most of time me ba baby a me free no. Na me ntanka ho asem bebre.
Oti.
Ba we mbeka vote original asem.
Okay.
Oti ni vote ade kuru ba kuna. And then my adwin say mbeka bibi a kire MP na owo hohoi efo check Walanyo efo Walanyo ye nyina ye NDC fo
obedi MP me hu na che
ye nyina ye NDC fo na secondary school na me call a complete year 10 years ago nyame ya doma okay maybe after this year run next year about 10 years problems na sabi ewo school no hohoi ho no eye hohoi EPC near high helps problems na ewo ho eye send your friend no furniture problem enkonwa ne tables a school nkola ebetena so asuade it is still a problem till now 10 years ago na sa problem no
eda so
ho besi enne yentimi entu ase entime pa stakeholders atwo sebe maye nyenhwe ha me entena ntwen aban se aban beba ansa ye bibi sebe ankurankure stakeholders politicians businessmen old students sebe ye nyina ye free hohwe ya disco no hom fa so helps yen kamum led by the MP ni entimi to sa problem na se yen timi to ase at least we must solve at least 70% out of it. See we be hu video Mr. Speaker na school kola ko dining hall wa hu dining table no the way it no any dining chairs no omo use bench na esa omo table no normal so omo ti so e de ko class akotena so asua ade obeden no pass it sat motor hwesa stress no obeden na national science and math quiz no so ade wa bon homework ebeden na ye di akola bi ko school a wo se menye de mempe ho mbeko tua 30,000 na wo de me abade Accra Academy. These are the situations.
I agree with you.
So we are pleading school no ndemigina school no na helps a patcho. Say anybody, Ministry of Education, old students of helps, regional minister, FO Chekbo Walanyo, the MP for that area, even my own brother, elder brother, Edem Agbana, MP, Honorable Edem Agbana, he can help. Yep. A young hometi and a young mobile. See, Obeko SHS school, na school, kola eda so eden ejina class esuade. And that's how we can say primary school need JSS and Azanima with you. And I'm pleading. Say MP, Honorable Efo Chekbo Holanyo. Me free am make on in parliament.
Okay.
Neme no na kwatena. Ni ahwa kwan so a ye be ni aye ya solve that problem no. But I'm using this your platform to invite anybody that has the capacity to also help us solve the furniture problem in Hohwa EP Senior High School. Helps to be precise. Okay. Mr. Speaker, me the base am that say. Mr. Speaker, budget and the
the 5 minutes I had advocacy.
And also Mr. Speaker, Nipantini Jumai. Mr. Speaker, budget no. Budget we na a budget sebi enye political. One. Budget we enye political. Ya nye budget way to satisfy any political ego and say ya the political point be ya dabi budget way ntesa budget way ya structure budget no to aid us to gain stability in the economy.
Okay.
See a bit creative nyuma very important. You heard the finance minister talking about 800,000 jobs being created in this budget next year. Now atimia attract investors. Mr. Speaker,
with you.
Now atimia and attract, that is the most important one. Atimia attract investors. Mr. Speaker, and then budget here ye dia bayi. Eye me want me say ade me want pa na say ye di budget aba. Ye nka ho asem ye nya ho hwe. Ye nya obi na man fa start kasa complaining ho.
Oh, how?
To understand, see MPB kwa kojina babi ka say COVID-19 levy na yes ye ba be ye fro en tro ye nyi fro da so ho like how?
I drobo MPSM na.
So you could see the grand scheme of the opposition MPP and bra MPB to omudi was say one corner. Oko parliament omo one corner. opposition MPP because omo relevance is too much important to them more than the growth of the country. So omo person omo relevant. Now honorable Esapenyo Makin Samia Okunumu kojo kuma person omo dey dem say adwuma opposition no e more important to them than the growth of the country. Because an economy you messed up not too long ago. Just some few months ago, 10 months ago. And they will be in the budget about what's the young son a minute. Are there something you expected is not there? And who told you it's a 4 years budget? Mr. Speaker, Obia catch almost a 4 years budget.
I say we have for 1 year.
1 year budget as many years. It didn't ammonia but my finance minister. And Shen your papa na ewo budget mu and mona baso and Tana chi emanin deliver. And this is what we have been doing to ourselves as a country. We are only good in criticizing. We are always looking for the loopholes. Emna Nyanka say ya greg ya ni asu and ya kwatre ni atime hu loopholes.
As a politics na mo yo na.
No, but sometimes
politics na mo.
The growth of the country is also important aside politics. Mr. Speaker, look at the
tables have turned.
Look at the successes we have chalked. When you look at our economic indicators today, look at the successes, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
And there will be Biara. I don't know whether you watch that IMF Papaya on the Benadavle interview and say, yeah. Oh, I am a pass me referee Papaya. Bruni Pound, 1 year in this ni. When you branch organizer when this Ghana ni when you Ghana ni even kwa omo ye program bi man ko kasa wa se na John Mahama kra tiobi o so obo aban na ba so and am discipline omo take your economic sector no your rating agencies are beginning to rate us very well again. An economy which was formerly in junk status ye ka junk status part resi da ben ye economy na da ball so ye wura enye ye aye fini. Now then, rating agencies just started rating B minus, B plus now they there.
And be an author.
Exactly, that's his name. And what's your Bob in Abaso?
Now we'll see for Mama.
And now it's really forcing. Okay, Mr. Speaker. I dare me tell budget we home pan and the agri sector. Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
Sassika do na ya de call agri sector. And I think say, okay, John Mahama or young Kurumampa. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. One in the finance minister. Anybody involved. Or would this send you away? Mr. Speaker was here bomb abaso. And then ebi no see omo demonstration.
See for mommy.
Ebi no see omo demonstration. One demonstration no mo kwakoya no.
Da ben.
Oh, yes see a demonstration at John Mahama. Na was omo de nkrata koma yoku. No mo investigate John Mahama say ah. Bosia na won bona de ade no wonya sika no he and all the run counter no because me say ya wo mi na besi nen minim da so we will have a government that will not borrow, that will not go to the bond market but still manage the economy of a country.
More borrow from the domestic market, and I know you're aware.
Oh yeah and I make
domestic market more borrow free.
Say you call bond market akoko borrow na ade na de yen koye.
Okay. The moon crossing borders.
Young crossing borders.
Internal.
What to be that? Ebin see that. Mr. Speaker, who are anti politics more what started journalism, you know what to be that say Ghana, a bambi warrior, wa boom mine 2 years. I want carbon tank first camera. What to be that? This is the first time in history. Ebin see that. It was see about buying about to doing that alone is enough. And you can see the country is back on it was a right track. Say me Brapenika say next year we are going to face a lot of difficulty, a little difficulty because of see best statistics year from next year. No, fine enough. What can say correct ayi ayade awade ato. And I know see omo share your economy so no has taken that into consideration. They know what is coming. And we share the way out of us here na Juma. There is nothing, Mr. Speaker, that can take out of us by surprise.
Okay.
I'm telling you, there is nothing.
Mesaba should be. My emra Dr. Ramsey no so na mintie no doc.
Speaker. Well, the 2026.
No, but you use a microphone, mama.
Well, Mr. Speaker, Metimaka said Ghana as a country, we are not out of the woods yet. Share the macroeconomic indicators are, yes, I agree that we have made certain gains. Indeed, share the inflation rate are above from 23.8% to 8%.
Yeah.
Share your GDP growth is about 6.3%. However, next year's projection is 4.3%. So there is a contradiction between this year's growth because the economy in growth should be consistent.
I also say a cost
room. So it means that structurally, our economy is vulnerable.
Don't you think, sir, the finance minister more realistic? Because again, to say the market next year there is a lot of data as I see it here.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So coupling that with job creation, any day but again, we are being more realistic.
Again, Mr. Speaker, we have not run our economy since the inception of our Fourth Republic till date very well. Yakwa IMF how many times? 17 times. In the history of this country, IMF are controlling the economy for 48 years. How old is Ghana? Subtract that from the 48 years and you would know that indeed how many years have we Ghanaians even controlled our economy, to be precise. So your economy, we have to be deliberate about it and talk about it realistically. And that is why I make us say, as being an opposition figure to this government, a member of the United Party, if omu ya dia, yesi nipa ya or ya dia, or say yenyesa, I say obona baso. Indeed, Atu Forcing in certain regards is doing well, and I've talked about the inflation, GDP growth. Now, even to talk about even the CD appreciation. CD has appreciated by 34%, significantly. Oshe Nena, IPP's contracts are government take or pay ni the ekika hono. NDC 1 administration was complicit in that regard. Today they've learned their lesson and they've gone back to the drawing boards. And I can tell you, sir, through the negotiation of this government, almost saving $250 million, but I think it should have even been more. But again, it is credit to them. Auditor in regards to claims of payments and then certificates of Mkofu raising, they realized that about 10 billion was fraudulent into more trap. So they've saved Ghana 10 billion cedis due to that audit. So it's credible, Mr. Speaker. Yeah, but the issues are me one now. Mr. Speaker, capital expenditure. We're talking about infrastructure development. Capital expenditure, OSHA this year now 10.9 billion. OSHA the projection, the target next year 26.6 billion. Right? Now, OSHA most of your infrastructure development we use proceeds from oil and then the gold sector to support infrastructure development.
But capital expenditure work allocation for next year's budget. And we are different from big push, and say big push and so was certain targeted project as I say taking care of. I know so require a lot of capital.
Mr. Speaker, the real capex is what I'm talking about. Big push there, policy.
Yes, but within the policy, a certain models are
I understand.
A special area of focus, or focus
again
on a year.
Because oil revenues and Kasano have declined by 55%. Ghana oil revenues has declined by 55%. Osha output na krana reducing, and so it's not going to even support that huge vision of the NDC. Because if your oil revenues now are dwindling now, by 55%. Where are you going to get the money to support your infrastructure development? That is why we in the United Party are calling on Atiforsen to have an agreement and a policy together with the central bank to introduce infrastructure bonds. Sena yemu bina yetina hana Ghanaians yetimi to T-bills 91 days near the Kika Hono. We can as well use our money to buy infrastructure bonds so that Accra to Kumasi expressway now within 3 years. No, we have the money locally that we can generate it.
Yes,
and
but
support that.
You already have existing bonds, maturity periods in the Eson ya buying to me. For example, Dachin bonds.
Mr. Speaker,
former minister. Oh, that's in the buying.
Mr. Speaker, sir, buying it there. Me said there be a make up.
There is existing Dachin bond maturity periods in the Son, you know. Okay, Sika say a buying it here. I mean, and the coupon rate near the end went to me. There is also an existing cocoa board. Your friend is saying cocoa bonds are one more issue any idea. So I mean to come again and then issue another bonds whilst there are already existing bonds issue cry into
Mr. Speaker, I mean the financial models are quite different. When you raise infrastructure bonds, okay, and you give to a contractor, okay, you make sure, sir, you go into an agreement, either BOT and not PPP, okay, and indeed when we are talking about infrastructure, we have to invest in infrastructure ebetimanya returns. And your infrastructure yedi esika bako tomo akosi amina eneno ye amana bo honka $97 million. And yes, I manage economic management na eka. And that kind of investment na eka. Because so ultimas here.
Me too.
And it's a uju obi bonds set T-bills. After 91 days it matures, you can take your interest. Uti de mekano. If they take these bonds, infrastructure bonds, and invest in real infrastructures, return on investment ever bano. Ebi said the Accra Kumasi Expressway. They told us quite now. Mr. Speaker, do you know the volume of traffic that goes through that yard? Ebi said the voter.
PPP, purely government of Ghana sponsor.
And America said if they have to toll it, say umbeto. And I'm saying that. I mean, upesa the budget allocation honuma and add it to your capex instead of using taxpayers' money to do that. Use monies of investors and invest in that so that ubetime asevisica and tackle other real sectors of the economy. To say the industrial driver more the 24-hour economy. And then we show the budgetary allocation crown. It's alarming. About 150 million. 150 million.
110 million.
Well, 110 million. It's quite alarming. It's not enough, Mr. Speaker. And yeah, enough. Or share the allocation to even sanitary parts. That industrial aspect. So when we talk about investment in the transport sector, we are talking about also the Volta Lake Transport Company. And then, Mr. Speaker, the Volta River spans from the north to the south about 1,500 kilometers. And then say Dradifo Adriane Efi, the northern aspect of Ghana, about southern aspect. And yes, Ekofa Kintampo, Efa Kumasi, Ebefa Kononguni de Kikahun. You can transport it through the Volta River all the way down to Sogakope Honumno. And I say Akosombo Honumno. And then the remaining ones can be transported within the central parts of the country and then the western aspects of the country, which will save cost of transportation and reduce the cost of food items. These are real investments at any return back. Now we do sikano ekoto aminamua and I say we do sikano ekoye napco like program enko si. My warning to the NDC they say, Mr. Speaker, that in Kukon Kitty policy no, they should re-look at it. Mr. Speaker, poultry farming has standards. If you're going to distribute about 10,000 birds to each and every constituency in the country, how are you going to ensure, sir, standards will be maintained? How are you going to ensure, sir, these in Kukona Odeman Crawford, they are well trained to be able to take care of these reddies way? And I won't even Kukona Crawford to me. The Omutima and this on Betunkosia. want to reproduce it. So it means that when you invest this chunk of money, about 250 million cedis in that policy now, it's not going to bring you any return. What we are telling them, they say, they should look at existing farmers, our poultry space, like Daco farms, they should support them with equipment and enlarging their scope. They should also support youth in agric to be able to feed those poultry farms. And they should also support what we call district food buying company.
Okay.
So that together with them, they can be able to tap into all these agricultural investments at NDC4 and bring the produce back to the market so that it can be able to mitigate the huge cost of what do you call it, food inflation. And also, when you say, Mr. Speaker, and now I know
because it's informed no one last round when you time you don't blame me.
Mr. Speaker, nasa minimum pa yenim ye ho ntire.
Don't blame
me. Mr. Speaker, yenim ye ho pa.
This is informed.
The American say, they be tiasie. The American say, the market queens away of various markets no. Mr. Speaker, is becoming a problem.
Okay.
That is why I have posited this morning said the concept of district food buying company should be implemented.
Okay.
Because the market queens now a cartel and cabal and tina prices of aduane ho so and there's some form of extortion of consumers. And of course, we don't have consumer protection law. In looking at all these reforms, I'm also pleading with the NDC to look at how best they have the majority in Parliament to introduce a bill in regards to consumer protection so that we can be able to support our consumers.
May I say, Mark, my member also na OSP any a year Interpol broha no. OSP said still na kind of it doesn't mean anything. Mamintio.
Speaker, asamani atwena nsana abasama na chedodo. Mr. Furiata, Oma Namboka. When do you manage him? And see how I'm saying. You see, when we continue to do some of these things, a man crop for coins, some bomb and chrono. Because we are, others who are yare, and as we took and no we use to escape justice. Why should we continue to allow this? In other jurisdictions, you didn't pay Jinahoni a bone too. You do be cocotunia, this kind of one honing. And this time I like what the Attorney General is doing. Yem for the panunko to my bed 10 years, 15 years of a banana, banak, bon walker, and one was until a man will prison on Yanamwa. And Tiscano, Yanibi, Yawobi and Yanj. And there are people Omokano who are this man who use them as prosecution witness. Like me to this case. Any other cases are a war. These are some of the best strategies I think we should adopt. But moving forward, the Office of the Special Prosecutor, I think, say, Ophelia. People are calling for his resignation. Me na me support you. Because na me feel so bit me aye adwuma no. Me agasa me the corruption allegation make okotu nanim way back last year. Na say no mo friend. Evidence to the fact no kura no they cannot get it. Because asema me the call no e asema e de video footages. Okay? And be supporting me claim. From last year somewhere in November. So me find say last month, CCTV footage in about they will delete it. Until frustrated, your friend is in process. There are requirements. I was a meet and some audio be at to Interpol red list and so. Did you meet them? You understand? And CC and baby, I don't know how to do say or say can you forget and the lawyers. And Office of Special Prosecutor leakage kakra bi a wo hono na o man tumi ahu susu ho kwan no eno na sese o mo twe nsa na abasem wa bra there's some tempting issue na nkasa edawo Martin Amidu I resign here. I don't know resign here. Or complaining about lack of independence, or complaining about threat to life, or complaining about unpaid emolument. Look, almost lacking human capacity. Human resource, omulake. And I believe that is the more reason why I'm a minimum escape. Listen to what former MPA boss said. Or they say Mustafa Ahmed. I say a bullshit case. Meanwhile, and some new domestic more do. Look at SML. They say SML mom at the Office of the Social Security Echo Court. Look at all this. It means that on to me you know man or week. And I said complaint na matter me do hear the baby a chemono. It still exists. I believe so. Says the city there. Look, we will bring 1,000 people there, and the same problem will still be a challenge for us.
Okay.
But let us make sure, say, a man do not do. I can't be or see at the moment nobody hears, man. What I say, Nippon free hands, so free hand. What bass over by office of the special prosecutor and dear. Be beyond here, Biano, or said, man, near Jai say. Or for real case, okay, I said, maybe some of the Akuba in me was said. Say you're politicizing, I say, baby, a bad thing, I'm almost. So if you Interpol red list, no factors and my do be cocotuana. You see, won't mean for obi and to red alert no so when the issue is political. But you're politicizing idea no. And I believe say it is some of the reasons in Diama and Interpol a yin free listen or something. We are politicizing the issues too much. Wafum Nyamran was said in Dino and in Indi. But say I can't Yenyaba said Namtamaku. The law is the law. It must not cover NDC, it must not cover NPP, it must not cover any political individual. Wafum, and now you tear, no national chairman said in Kachanoka. When it's here, one near the Yobi, and Tiadoko Quatina baby so Koyajuma, Keso by Yajman and Wayen now, song, and Tessa, a buy the botechino,
and no,
and the Baba.
Go you, Bremen,
Mr. Speaker. Interpol, yeah, Mokan was on office way.
I'm office or any person, Ghana ha.
Do I ask him maybe in general, maybe I realize him have an only assassin.
Or more assassins, I didn't.
Yesterday, Interpol, yes, a man name.
I don't home.
An Interpol for no moment, Chinipa.
International police, home.
Omuyujuma.
Pa. O come website is on a hay.
Mema cha say me tuo mudi keke na me hunzo mo bidawo na Interpol.
I said they don't have any rights or authority to interfere in your mother nation. Adebia ye be omo necessary rights to interfere.
I ask mo Mr. Speaker.
But they still deal with nations.
Me say Mr. Speaker yeti kurum ha na yeti esi abechi ye guy bi wa fa.
Yes, some office.
Ayi Ewa Ghana.
Office
Interpol
Police Service.
Ewa Ghana Police Service.
More office. Oh,
Mr. Speaker, asem na asem wo mama yenko hwehwem.
I didn't go him.
Asem na asem no. Asem wo nsem no papa. Menye sure say normal. Menye sure na special prosecutor there. On the me ni hwe kire no. Enya no fort. On enya no fort, Mr. Speaker. Oda hotiwo. Because of the hotel, ya jana so on tena hontiana. Nyama ya yene ekoso. Nti ono me nche dan nyeden. Implement sa. But you will krum ha Mr. Speaker. I'm a foreign security agencies be an service bit me. Yetimi tena krum mo peke amanfo ha. E de mo ko America ko prosecute omo. Krum ha ya.
I say the same process na be first.
Na de ne e de obi di bone wa ha. No dwane ko hye ho a na fe de a two Interpol nkombo. Ufa ha we Interpol, ufa Interpol sa na sam na chiagu. Ana ye dey different.
It depends on bilateral arrangement. I want to say
arrangement ben. Mr. Speaker.
Arrangement ben na Ghana na China US wo.
Arrangement ne say o mom dey ye dey na dey betimi abefa ko. Ana o mom ye dey no kodi wa ye ntimi ko fam mana.
There is an agreement binding us, intino.
And then young common. If agreement is binding, let's stop discussing it. Nipanenya eye bibi wa hana so dwane kwacha ho. Let's stop discussing all this interpointing because they are useless and fun for so biama. Mr. Speaker, we are disturbing ourselves. Yeah, higher.
Me too.
Yeah, man, who sleepless night over these Interpol discussions. And fun for so biama. This is not the first time I Interpol same way ever krum ha. Interpol so yes mom na say munim say mo nya de ntina mama even kura mo de ya de to mo website so munim say yes mama mo nya What is all this? What is all this?
There's a due process you need to follow. And you know, constitution for Interpol is more constitution. And you person be more.
It's the BIA special prosecutor be press conference no about Abekan. Oh, Interpol red alert. Can offer that da so. The BIA Abekan. It's Interpol for no money ano.
That's the same kind of some way day.
I'm going to say, yeah, so I hear you be asked and who's an ass yet to me of Fanama. Yes, and I had to say, special prosecutor no. What the BBI Interpol and Interpol name person may majma. So it is coming with some sense of incompetency at the side of Interpol.
Interpol no intime ma o jurisdiction mu. Emma me ye adwuma bia. Adwuma be na bezo mbe.
It is a certain thing they asema ko down.
Okay, they can't. Emma may research.
Mr. Speaker, you are into the same no ye ba ma asem no so. See Interpol discussion yen nyai. Can you free to call and one no? No, Bebano. Yeah, no, Naka. Yan Jai giving ourselves high hopes, Interpol, they never buy, and then Interpol, they never buy China, Interpol for Babia. Let's conscientize ourselves on that so that we'll stop giving ourselves hope.
What is it for mommy?
Interpol fanning the M fanning Babia. Recently, I saw a picture of the man. I don't know whether it is him or before, but people made clips, see it was him on the street of us a US and a baby, sir. No, no more.
I do say,
oh, no more.
Him say, or no one I say,
no, say no home town. Oko can say, yes, no home fano, and our yari, now the idea, and Nsempa. Me, I could clearly remember last make I will show you so. Me, swallow, Miss Attitude politics at I check a crack, even though me swat. Now, me kind papa be rolling by Victor Salome, all kind of deputy finance minister rolling some. Oh, Yalen, you don't know court. Monsieur, I'm not the Anocradia court, diamond or tear. Mr. Speaker, what you want proceedings of course, I just to make us some policy proceeding answer, Mamma Fan Unduni and Twasso. But not what you deny them. Yes, sentencing to 8 years imprisonment.
See for mommy.
Or what now? Omobeman the presidential pardon, Oba Fia Busuman can he be an Obewe. And to Mr. Speaker, sir, yeah, having hopes in Interpol, there be a special prosecutor, and you see a bonatica crap and I said at the press conference about and so no abo Interpol dini aye dini akwatena wode aye say aye pen wode Interpol be bri and so ni aye dini akwatena na masa. Let's stop giving ourselves hope. So hopes now missing Interpol will not bring anybody. Pato ya nja san komono na Interpol force ndi home simple.
Me da say
no grab on the media of my engine.
I don't can. I don't be part of one. Ya ponse ya. Ya pon no do abo. Ose. Doc 1 minute.
Speaker.
Ose.
Speaker.
O dey agro me no.
Speaker.
Me sha say no me wie wo so.
Yo. Well, Speaker. Me no am akasa na public administration will be a friend cost to benefit analysis in public policy. The office of the OSP is a public policy. MP before they buy some babe equatia katashene proyeso. Sika ko OSP ho from time you're creating it to date no is about 140 million Ghana cedis. That is release, but not even budgetary allocation. Because your budgetary allocation and the ultimate billions, but release in 140. Now, Mr. Speaker, catch me nipa bako. OSP did not court. You didn't know what sema. Ye jailino. Mr. Speaker, ain't you know this calls for what? The scrap of the office because it is useless. And one fast will be any ho because say aban yeni na ye je 12 years sem na ye de ye boabo scan na de ko si OSP office so say on kotia katashane prayer na ye ntimi hu sa ne hu fa so a then what are we talking about?
All right, Doc.
Mr. Speaker, I think that the office of the OSP
must be scrapped.
Kisia Jabin has failed Ghanaians, and they be a hit bebano so now we are release press conference.
Okay.
They say you born about now we are release press conference back home. And then 78 charges. How many? How? You're almost a lawyer. Unim law no. Mr. Speaker, 78 charges. How long would it take to convict Kanofoyata? And you know, we know any na me who say a pure political agenda. He's buying time, and Kisi must go. Just as we are saying, say Yohonu must go. Kisi Susa enko.
Airborne. Mark, we say thank you very much. And a big one to Justice Kojoaban, Dr. Ramsey Inosa, and my production team, Nana Kwame Obeying Laws, DJ Kobo, Nana Kwame John, and my very self. Juma is up next with Felicia. I'll say stay with her and the rest of our programs. Good morning, Ghana. Enjoy the rest of your day.
95.1 FM.